Blog Talk Radio.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire LCS Hockey.
And we're off. It's the show that makes all the other shows look good. It's the LCS Hockey Radio Show, brought to you as always by Honest John Churchfield and by the #1 non-updated hockey site in all the land, LCSHockey.com. LCS. It's like VD without all the fun. It's like VD. All right, back in February, Jersey Shore's highly intelligent manhole Snooki tweeted that she was reading her first book, in which she spelled book wrong, but now says that she'll be writing her first book. The book is set to be released in January and will be entitled Jersey or Miami, Eventually Everyone Ends Up in My Poof.
How did she spell book wrong?
She spelled it B-O. B-O. I don't know, yeah.
How can you even know that she meant book?
I don't know, but yeah, because she was reading that Dear John or whatever.
Cause I think the K would be integral in any misspelling involving a book. I think there would have to be a K involved.
Or even a C. I'd give her a C, half credit, but nah. Just B-O.
I thought maybe B-O-O-K-E, like she put the E in it.
No. All right, John Hamm.
Hey, that's Don Draper. That's Don Draper. That's who that is.
That is, you are a TV scholar, Mike Dow.
Yep.
He recently told a British newspaper that back in the late 90s, he worked in the porn industry, and it was his current girlfriend that got him out and got him a part in a play in New York City.
Whoa.
He says he has no regrets, but misses the days of being known as Johnny Sausage.
Ah.
Johnny Sausage.
Yeah. That's his porn name.
Yeah. Just 3 months after her failed suicide attempt, reality TV star and American Idol winner Fantasia Barrino is heading out on the road in November for a 30-date tour. Reps for the singer said that since she couldn't kill herself, she will now focus on killing her career. Boom, boom. How about that?
Not so much, I gotta tell you.
One more, Mike, though? You ready?
Sure.
Boom, boom. See, you thought I was going for another joke, but I went rim shot right there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right.
Hilarious.
Speaking of career suicide, Puck Daddy Sean Leahy will be here tonight, which means everybody canceled. Everybody canceled myself, so Sean Leahy's here. And what else are we doing? Maybe the Ed will stop by. Maybe Cousin Brandon will stop by.
You never know.
Yeah, the second hour, top 11 80s TV shows, Mike Dell. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually quite excited about this list.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. We haven't done a TV top 11 in a long time. And I was telling you before the show, Larry, I am a television scholar.
See, I don't buy that at all.
I'm looking at the diploma on my wall right now.
Huh, where'd you get that at? University of Phoenix?
Never you mind. It's right there on the wall.
And do you have a conspiracy tonight, or?
No, not really.
Just that goofy news?
I don't even really have goofy news, but I'm sure I can pull something out of the holster if we need it. But I think the top 11 list is going to go a full hour.
All right. Well, if
once I start talking TV, there's no stopping me.
Yeah, that's true. You are a TV scholar. But if we have time at the end of the show, we're going to count jelly beans.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get it over with. Joining me, as always, is the editor-in-chief at LCS Hockey and the man that would love to go on Survivor just so he could put on weight. It's the very busy Mike Dell.
Very fair. Hey, let me just say right off the top, you mentioned LCS Hockey, the least updated hockey site in the world or whatever. We got advertising now.
I saw you had something going on. On with the Penguins.
Yeah, our pals over at Vivid Seats. They used to advertise on the site when I actually used to write hockey. Well, now they said, hey, we'll give you some more money because they're trying to hype tickets for the Winter Classic.
Right.
So if anyone out there wants to get tickets to the Winter Classic or to hockey games in general, go through our pals at Vivid Seats.
Well, let me ask you this: do you need to hype the Winter Classic? I mean, can you even get tickets?
Yeah, I don't know. Our pal Zippy says he might get some tickets. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, I got no desire at all to be sitting outside watching cold hockey. I really don't.
Fair enough. Hey, is Sean Leahy here?
Yeah, it looks like he's here. Let me see if Blog Talk still kept his theme song.
I got a bone to pick with Sean Leahy. As soon as he gets
Why?
On. Well, you just get him on here. And we'll talk
All right, hold on. I gotta see if we got the theme song. I gotta see. I don't see it. Oh, here it is.
All right. Yeah.
Sean Leahy, who canceled?
I'm gonna help you the best that I can. But I just enjoyed the crunchy orange balls.
Yeah. Sean Leahy, are you there?
You know, it's been a while since I've had some crunchy orange balls in my mouth.
Yeah, I doubt it. But
What's a while, like 12 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Leahy from Yahoo's Puck Daddy, thanks so much for joining us. A good friend of the show.
The best friend of the show.
Which brings me to my point right off the bat. Yesterday you appeared on another podcast, a different radio.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, they asked me. Apparently someone else canceled there too. So listen, I'm a friend to everybody. I don't know how to discriminate.
But here's the thing. A couple weeks ago I saw you tweeted that you were on a podcast about the Ottawa Senators, and then yesterday you tweeted that you're on a podcast, Bloggy Salming. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I listened to it. You did a fine job. Now that's actually like a professional podcast. It's like 30 minutes long. That guy's like he's got like a radio voice. He's got like actual recording equipment. It sounds like, and he had ads and commercials and little breaks and stuff. It was
well. Listen, I got my writing start with LCS, and I got my podcast start with LCS. So you guys are my stepping stone to bigger and better things.
That's right. But here's my point. Now after the show, are you going to be tweeting that you're on our show?
I already tweeted it. I'm on the show tonight with the link, and I had your Twitter handle on there. So listen, I tip you guys as much as I can.
Take that, Mike Dell.
Yeah.
See, here I thought you were ashamed of us.
Yeah. Well, no, never.
Oh, all right, that's good.
Listen, I will never appear on another podcast on Wednesday nights between 9 and 11 p.m.
Well, thank you.
How come my Twitter little handle isn't on there, all linked up and everything?
Because you don't use it, Larry.
Yeah. I tweet at least 3 times a week, and usually 2 of them are insulting quips directed at Sean Leahy.
Yeah, Mike Dell finds Twitter so gay that he uses it about 3 or 4 times every single day for the last couple of
does.
weeks.
He was so anti-Twitter, and now you can't get the guy off.
I just put up 3 tweets right before the show about space monkeys, a disappearing river, and political oppression. So there you go.
And you also had a nice response to Matthew Barnaby after his funny tweet this afternoon.
Yeah, Matthew Barnaby said he likes Pottery Barn. And I said something like, oh, how does your husband feel about it? Or something. Huh. Nice. So I'm sure we'll get Barnaby back on the show any day now.
Yeah, he's dying to get here.
Yeah. But, so Leahy, you were on the Bloggy Salming, and people can, you tell the people your Twitter. It's Sean, like Leahy. A little underscore, Leahy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about
Bloggy Salming? If you guys don't know, you should check out the Bloggy Salming. He's made some hilarious parody videos using some whatever animation or whatever it is. Check it on YouTube. You'll have a ride. There was one a few weeks back with a song dedicated to your buddy Eklund or Gabe Franklin, which is just fantastic. So definitely check it out tonight for sure.
Yeah, Eklund. We haven't listened to the Eklund. Does he still do his podcast?
Probably. I'd imagine so. So
yeah, because
more around Blog Talk fodder.
Our buddy Debbie, she loved the Nathan Gerby. I remember that when we did the podcast, the Eklund show.
That's in the league, right?
Yeah, and then she ran into some trouble. She was selling counterfeit wedding dresses or something. Isn't that what happened?
Well, I think she was selling them. She just wasn't delivering them.
Oh yeah, anyone can sell them.
Yeah,
The delivery. That's from. But so we'll have to check in on Eklund. But yeah, Bloggy Salming, named in honor, of course, of one of the. If I was putting together a top 11 list of coolest hockey players in the history of the sport, Borje Salming would have to be on there. He was
Absolutely.
tremendous. Yeah.
Great.
Hey, Sean Leahy, when you're on the Bloggy Salmon show, do you guys spend the first 5 minutes talking about LCS?
No,
I think they should.
Last night was his season preview show, so we went through every division and talked about who's going to come out of there, and did that, and then did the East, did the West, and then did a little trivia.
Well, guess what we're going to do tonight, Leahy?
Season preview?
Yeah, kind of.
Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, we're going. Larry didn't watch Hell's Kitchen tonight, so he's not going to let us talk about it. Is that right, Larry? Yeah.
What's on right now?
Well, it's 2 hours.
Oh, my goodness. What are they doing? 2 hours every week?
That's why I can't watch it.
Well, isn't it weird that they're doing a back-to-back season? I mean, usually they do Kitchen Nightmares around this time, and then they do Hell's Kitchen in the summer.
Yeah. Hey, Leahy, speaking of Kitchen Nightmares, you see that guy from Campania killed himself?
Really?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about? That Joe Cerniglia or something his name was?
Yeah. Really? When did this happen?
I guess it happened like maybe Thursday or Friday last week. He jumped off the George Washington Bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the restaurant close or something?
No, apparently the restaurant's open, like they were open yesterday, saying, yeah, we're still open for business.
Wow, way to honor the guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what he would have wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says after people die.
Exactly. Now, I'm watching Man vs. Food right now on the TV, but it's on mute. But
I'm watching The Big Break on mute.
what is that? Is that a golfing show?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean? You're watching a guy gorge himself on tacos and enchiladas, and I'm watching people make trick shots.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, all right, Leahy. Well, we'll save the Hell's Kitchen for a little later. We'll get into TV in a bit. But first, hockey season's right around the corner. Larry's excited.
Wake me up when you guys are done.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love when Larry shows his distaste for talking hockey.
Yeah. Well, let's start. We're kind of like Penguin fans here, so let's start with the Penguins, Leahy.
Sure.
You know who I watched one preseason game so far this year. That's it. But the guy that I was really impressed with was that kid, Simone Dupre, that 19-year-old blue liner. Holy hell, he's good, huh?
He's getting a lot of buzz. I mean, he's still, 18, 19 years old?
Yeah, I think just 19.
Yeah, he's definitely turning some heads in the Penguin organization. I mean, although the good thing is there's so much quality depth with the Pens on defense that, they can, have him go back to junior for a year, or maybe if they want to sign him and put him in Wilkes-Barre to continue developing. So a couple of years, I mean, we'll definitely see him as a full-time blue liner for sure.
Yeah, they might start him in the season here for 9 games and then send him down to junior, and then he'll go play in the World Junior Championships, and he'll just be a dominant player. And then and then next year he'll probably make his debut. But who's going to get that 6th spot then on a regular basis for the Penguins on the blue line? Any ideas?
It sounds like Ben Lovejoy has been getting a lot of
Hey, Ben Lovejoy.
He had some experience, last year with the team, and it sounds like he might be the guy, at least from the start, to grab that 6th and final spot in the blue line.
And what have you thought of the Eric Tangradi so far? He looked pretty good the other night when I saw him.
Yeah, I mean, he's still 21. He's getting used to playing, at the NHL level. He did pretty well in Wilkes-Barre last season. So, I mean, he's obviously a guy that you want on the top 2 lines, but is he a top 2 line player now? I'm not sure. I mean, you don't want to bring him up and have him playing 3rd and 4th line minutes. You might as well just throw him down Wilkes-Barre and get him the experience and build up his confidence some more. So, if he doesn't, if in Chiro and Billsman's eyes, if he's not a top 6 forward, I'd say just put him back in Wilkes-Barre for the time being. And if anything, you could always bring him up later in the season if some injuries develop.
Yeah, I would guess he's still a year away from being, whether he's on the team this year or not. I'd say he's still a year away from making any significant contribution. But there were some good signs when I saw him the other night, like just the way he was going to the net and getting in traffic. So it's good to see. What about the Brett Sterling, the old former Atlanta Thrasher? They're giving him a look.
Yeah, he had his look with Sydney up top, but they sent him down today to Wilkes-Barre. I think he's one of the. They sent down 11 guys. I think he's one of the. There's like 4 or 5 that have to clear waivers by tomorrow. So, he may get scooped up by another team, but I think he's had his shot, and obviously wasn't able to stick for the final week of the preseason.
Yeah, he's wee tiny. He's not a.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's going to fit somewhere. Like he'll go to another Atlanta or Nashville or Phoenix, something like that.
Go to Montreal, and they're growing legion of small guys.
Yeah, he's too tall. But the sad part of it is that now we would have had a bunch of Madman references all season if Sterling's on the team.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and of course Ryan Craig is another fellow from the. He looked like he was going to be somebody with the Lightning a couple years ago, and then he kept blowing out his knee, and then he's getting a shot with the Penguins. Any word on did he get sent down or anything?
I'm actually looking now for the list. I'm on the Penn site. The name doesn't ring a bell that it was.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He might be able to fit in up here. So, yeah, because the situation on wing is still just dreadful. Just awful.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, everyone's always, the Penn's biggest concern obviously is the thing on wing, but who do they have in 2009? I mean, their wingers weren't Sterling, big time names, and they won the cup. I mean, they had some veterans, a little more veterans than they do now, but. I think if Sid can continue scoring 40, 50 goals this year, and Gino bounces back and Stahl keeps developing once he's back from his injury, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. And from what it looks like in the preseason, I mean, I know it means nothing. Mike Comrie seems to be pretty settled within the Penn's library. I think he has 2 goals in 3 or 4 games already. So. Yeah. And. I'm looking at the list now. Ryan Craig, he wasn't one of the 11 guys sent down, so he's still with the Pens right now.
Hey, and Crosby worked on this.
Hey, Mike, you're going all Robot 3000 on our ass over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You sound better now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm doing nothing different.
Put your head against the wall.
All right. Well, what about Crosby this summer? Any word on what he worked on? He always has a little project, like face-offs, shooting more, anything like that. Have you heard anything?
I did.
I haven't heard it.
I heard an interview. I think I don't know if it was wrong. I think it was maybe Joe Starkey or that Seibel guy. They interviewed him, and he said that he worked on absolutely nothing this off season. He was just happy to have an extended break, and he just sat around and he fished.
What
Eat Doritos?
Come on, Crosby. What are you doing? You got to keep working, buddy.
Come on, dude. He's overworked.
Yeah. But Malkin and Fleury are the keys to the season. That's pretty much it. If Malkin plays like Malkin, Fleury plays like Fleury, they'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, what Gino missed 15 games last year, and he had 70 points or whatever. I mean, it's such an off year. He obviously was bothered by injury, so we know what he can bring to the team. 100+ points a season. So if he's nice and healthy, once they get Stahl back, they'll have Stahl and Malcolm on one line on that second line. So they'll be fine. There'll be nothing to worry about. It's just if Fleury can regain his form that he had in 2009, then look out.
Hey, what about the other night in that preseason game I saw against Columbus, where he dropped the people's right hand on Rick Nash? That was something.
Yeah, that was something, right? Nash was complaining that he was slashing him the entire night or something, and Gino just went to town. And even Letang earlier in that game.
Yeah, Letang, 2 fights.
Yeah, I mean, does that make you wish Columbus might be in the Eastern Conference? Wonder what that rivalry would be like.
Yeah, I don't know how they'd swing. What would they do if they moved Columbus to the East? What would they do? Who would go West?
Oh, geez, maybe. I don't know who you could.
Yeah, there's no real
Toronto
obvious choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto was in the West for a while there, but I don't know. Whatever. Now, who do you think will be the top teams? We won't go conference by conference, but if I'm guessing the 8 playoff teams, here they are in no particular order. You got the Penguins, you got the Devils, Capitals. They're locks, right? Those 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Flyers should be good again. I don't know if they're going to make a Stanley Cup Finals run or anything, but they're a good enough team to get there in the playoffs. Bruins should win their division, right?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that.
Yeah. The Sabres will be good. I think you don't think the Sabres will be good?
I think they might take a step back. I haven't really made my full predictions yet, but Buffalo is a team I'm leaning towards taking a step back. But I mean, they'll still be in that playoff mix. I don't think they'll win in the Northeast or come close to 100 points again, but they should be in the mix.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little further down the standings, but I think they'll make the playoffs. But it's crazy. The bottom 3 or 4 teams, it's always a crapshoot, a mad rush at the final week. But I think the Senators might sneak in. I like that Corey Clouston character. He seems like he keeps things in. And who's that young goaltender they have? Lerner or Lehner?
Robin Lehner, yeah, the big kid from Sweden. He looks pretty good. But they have Leclerc looks a little shaky tonight, and then Brian Elliott, yeah. So we'll see. He'll probably Lehner, I'm sure they'll probably send him back down. They'll play in the World Juniors again, get another year before moving him, because I think this is the last year of Leclerc's contract. So knowing him will probably get hurt or something like he has the last couple of years.
Yeah, but keep an eye on that Lehner kid or whatever. What you said his name was. He's good. And I got the Lightning as the 8th seed in the East.
See, I did the preview for Lightning on Monday, and I get the buzz. I mean, if you look at their top 6, it's stacked. I mean, Stamkos, Malone, Downey had a great year, LeCavalier, St. Louis, and now the addition of Gagne is fantastic. But after that top 6, there's no secondary scoring. I mean, it just drops off tremendously, and I don't know if they could ride the production from those guys for the entire season, getting the playoffs. And then the second part is, I mean, they improved their defense a little bit, but the second part is the goaltending. I mean, Mike Smith has, he's been injured the last few years. Dan Ellis lost his number 1 job in Nashville. I mean, those guys that came up in the star system, they're friends. The only thing that can really help the Lightning from that end is, maybe that competition between those two guys will, they'll better each other and, give them a solid tandem and goal. But that's a little question mark for me for them.
Well, here's what I like about the Lightning. Steve Yzerman.
Yep.
And Guy Boucher. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah, listen, they're headed in the right direction. They have the management pieces are in place. It's just I think they're maybe another year or two away from returning to the playoffs.
But some guys are just winners. Yzerman's a winner, and I was listening to him the other day on the NHL Live, and he's going to turn that ship around. He's going to write it. Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Hey, what about Brian Gionta, named captain of the Habs? That's a little weird, right?
Yeah, I was. If you would have told me this, in June, I would have thought, maybe Camilleri, and he seemed kind of like the guy. But it's a little funny having an American, another non-Canadian player be their team captain, because I know a lot of I think some Quebec politicians were bitching last week that the Canadians didn't have enough French-born players. So having an American now, that should ruffle some more feathers. Yeah,
Chelios was the only other American captain, right?
Yeah, I think so. Going back, I think it was Danfus, was one of the guys eventually, and so yeah.
All right, so that's how I think the Wells will shake down. Now, any other teams you want to mention in the Wells that you think could make a run?
Maybe Carolina.
I'm all about Carolina. I'll mention someone about Carolina a little later that I like on the roster, but I don't know. Carolina. They'll fade out, I think.
As a dark horse, dark horse until Sunday, I was thinking maybe the Islanders could, kind of squeak in there.
You love the Islanders. You're such a homer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right here, but they upgrade. Carson Miller really upgraded the defense over the summer. Bringing in Wisniewski and Eaton, and they had Schmuck Streit until Sunday, and another year of John Tavares, and they're finally heading in the right direction. But the injury to Streit and now Kyle Poso being out till December, it's just a killer.
Yeah, Streit's out for 6 months? Right?
Yeah.
And then what happened to Poso? I know he got hurt, but I didn't hear what it was.
It was he had a shoulder, some kind of shoulder injury, not as severe as Streit's, and he's going to be out 2 to 3 months. So they said around probably December, early January, he'll be back.
Yeah, that's awful. I like the Poso. Yeah, and Mark Streit, really one of the most underappreciated players in the league.
Absolutely. They don't have he was their power play quarterback. He was their leader on defense. Now they don't really have a true, offensive presence back there. I mean, they signed Mike Matteau the other day, but he's not really, he's no Mark Streit.
Hey, before we get into the Campbell Conference, let me just check. Larry, are you still there?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing, Larry?
I'm doing good. I'm watching this golf show. It's good.
Anything you want to ask Sean Leahy about hockey?
Yeah. Did you watch baseball filmed by Ken Burns last night?
No, I missed it.
Technically, Larry, that's not a hockey question.
It's close enough, though. There's sticks and stuff involved, balls.
I started watching it. because you told me it was on last night, so I started watching it. It was so boring, dude.
Yeah, I figured.
Was George Will in it?
No, but if it was made 30 years ago, you would have loved it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Was there too much color involved? There was no black and white?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just awful. All right, so the Campbell Conference, Chicago, what do you think? They're done, right, as far as a cup contender? There's no way they're repeating. Their biggest strength last year was their depth, and that's gone now, right?
Yeah, but they still have, a pretty decent offense. I mean, remember, they didn't have Hoser for the first half of the season, and he still was able to score 24 goals. So they'll have a full season with Hoser. They still have a great defense with, Keith and Seabrook and Jalmerson. And I think Chicago's defense, I think that's going to help Marty Turco in goal. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year only because of, the guys in front of him. He didn't have the Duncan Keiths and Brent Seabrooks in Dallas. And that's what, it obviously didn't help. So if he could kind of regain his form a bit with that defense and, Kane and Taves leading the way, I think they'll be a playoff team, Stanley Cup contender. Yeah, I'm not too sold on that just yet.
Hey, Leahy, get a load of this. The other day we were having our hockey draft. I'm in 3 leagues. We're having our 30-team draft on Saturday, which you're going to be there, right?
No, you want to make another side comment about me dropping
that's
out?
That's right. You didn't sign up because you're yellow.
I'm in like 4 leagues, man. Give me a break. I'm
anyway,
in the football league, all right? I'm 2-1.
Anyway, we're in another fantasy draft the other day, and Larry says, I'm not taking any Red Wings. I hate Red Wings, blah, blah, blah. And then he drafts Marian Hossa.
Oh, so he's just following what you do.
Now, what are you talking about? I never draft Red Wings. No, never.
Oh, you just pick him up on the waiver wire then? That's how you do it?
No, of course not. And Hossa, Larry, he's Red Wing for life.
No, he's not. Well, why is he Red Wing for life? Based on that rationale, he's Penguin for life then.
No, he stabbed the Penguins in the back. And he
he didn't.
Oh, no, he did.
Well, he did, but that's
first he kicked him in the jeans, and then he stabbed him in the back.
All I know is I started off drafting, and then about 6 hours later, I was laying in the middle of the living room floor. That's all you need to know. I put like 50 guys in my queue that weren't Red Wings, and it was lights out for me.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can tell someone's drunk through a online chat.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, now, Leahy, I know you love the Vancouver Canucks this year, right? They're the team you're real high on.
Yeah, they're actually one of the handful of teams I have as Cup favorites. I mean, I did their preview today for Puck Daddy, and they're absolutely loaded up and down the lineup. I mean, the offense is stacked. They improved the defense. They lost Willie Mitchell, but they brought in Hughes and Ballard. They still have Alex Edler back there and Christian Aroff, one of the most underrated defenders in the league. And then, they made a move last month that hopefully can get the little bats out of Roberto Luongo's head. They took a C from him. And, right now for them, there's really no more excuses about, not getting past the second round of playoffs. I mean, they've lost to Chicago the last 2 years in a row in the second round. So, it's a make-or-break year for them.
And they're in the right division out there in the Campbell Conference because you got the Flames they're just going to be terrible, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I don't know what Darryl Sutter's doing out there.
Yeah, he's just destroying that organization. And the Oilers are still a year away or so. They got a bunch of kids. Colorado, they're likely going to take a step back probably just because they overachieved so much last year. And then Minnesota, what's Minnesota? They got Mika Koivu and a whole lot of nothing. So
other than Nick Backstrom, it's going to be ugly in Minnesota.
Yeah, so Vancouver should win that division handedly. Now, I like the Kings. What do you think of the Kings this year?
Yeah, they're one of my other Stanley Cup teams. I just if the Flyers can make a deep run last year with okay goaltending, then the Kings can with Jonathan Quick or if he takes over, Jonathan Bernier.
Yeah, that's what they got to do. They got to give Bernier that starting job. Quick's he's not going to take you to a cup, but he's a nice goaltender. But Bernier, he's the stud there.
Quick had a good year last season, but he wore down the stretch after the Olympic break. And if they could work in Bernier, give him some more games this year, I think that'll definitely help them going forward.
Yeah, at least go like a 50-30 split or something, on the.
Hey, you guys want to talk to the Ed?
Bring the Ed on because he likes to talk to Sean Leahy.
Ed.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, you guys got old Punk Daddy on.
Yeah, that's right, Ed. It's our buddy Sean Leahy. Say hi to him.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Ed?
You're a Punk Daddy, man, 'cause you didn't even play in the 30-team league, and I'm playing in it. My whole inspiration of American hockey was to whip you, 'cause they said, oh, Punk Daddy going to be in there. I said, well, I'm Monkey Pucks, and that's my team. And Monkey Pucks, man, we hit with the bat all over the goals. We do it all, man. We got all the peoples, man.
Yeah, while you have your roller skates on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you've never even broke out that story I told you about the guy with the roller skates. Man, what kind of journalistic measures are you going to?
I'm still doing research. Still making calls.
You know what? You need to be a researchaholic, man. Get you an RWI, researching while intoxicated.
I got to manage all my fantasy teams, except for the 30-team hockey.
Yeah, man, why are you playing in all these bums leagues, man? Then you didn't even sign up for Super Deluxe Hockey, the most fabulastic hockey league ever, and you didn't even sign up for it this year, man.
I'm in the Super Deluxe 30-team football league, and I'm in your other football one that's on the message board.
We're talking about hockey. Why are you trying to change subjects?
Yeah,
well, when you open up
don't forget to sign up for the Super
games
Deluxe
on the
Hockey.
board.
Yeah, just the
You
Super
don't
Deluxe
know
Hockey
nothing
at
about football.
damashek.com.
You're supposed to be the hockey kid. You're supposed to know, oh, I know everything about hockey. I know that a stick is like 10 inches longer than my wiener and all that other stuff.
That's a long wiener, still.
That is. That's got to hurt.
That's what I'm saying. But mine ain't wooden.
That's right. Very good, Ed.
But it do got a curve at the end.
That's good, Ed.
Good to know.
Yeah, so, Ed, it's been a while since you talked to Sean Leahy. Anything in your life you'd like to tell him about?
Well, I want to tell him who's going to be in the World Series of Hockey this year.
Well,
let me know.
It's called the Stanley Cup Finals. It's not really the World Series of Hockey, but yeah.
That's what it is. Man, it's the same difference. Same goddamn difference. Listen, in the American League, it's going to be Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, that's right, Ed. Good call, buddy.
National League, it's going to be Dallas Stars.
The Dallas Stars, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, buddy.
Well, you don't know.
I kind of do. I don't think that's going to happen.
Why?
Dallas, not so good. Is Mark Crawford still coaching the Dallas Stars, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, they're not going to do it.
They're going to make an impervious run, just like
it would
the
have to be
Flyers did
impervious
last year. Well, it was the Flyers and the Canadiens last year, wasn't it?
Well, it was the Flyers and the Blackhawks, and before the season, most everyone thought the Blackhawks and possibly the Flyers, so it really wasn't that big of a surprise.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying this year it's going to be Vancouver and Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Vancouver and Pittsburgh. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a better shot at coming true, maybe.
That's what
Be
I'm
entertaining.
saying. Vancouver Thunder, those guys.
Well, they're the Vancouver Canucks.
Huh?
Well, they're called the Canucks, not the Thunder.
Not even Thunder.
All right.
They,
Jason.
now listen,
Yeah.
Punk Daddy,
Yo.
you have to understand that hockey is the 17th most popular sport in the world.
Well, that's not true yet. It's much higher than that.
No. They just did a survey on a website called whatsportsandwhataintsports.com.
Oh, I never heard of that website.
Yeah. Scientific poll. So don't be getting excited that they doing salary cap maneuvers and they signing kids and, you know, that don't happen.
Well, yeah. Big deal. Listen, if it's the 17th ranked sport in the world, man, we're hockey fans. We're not front runners. We love hockey, man.
Yeah, it makes it cooler in my book. But hey, let me ask you real quick though. What were sports 15 and 16? Hockey was 17.
Pro Bowlers Tour was 16.
Oh yeah, I like bowling. Yeah.
And Chinese arithmetic / ping pong was 15th.
See, I don't even think that's a sport. I think you made that up.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Activity.
It's an activity, yes.
Just like hockey.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hockey, these guys, if they're so tough, why do they wear helmets and pads? Why are they scared of a little ball? That little ball ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Well, it's a puck, the Ed. It's frozen, vulcanized rubber.
A lot harder than a football.
Yeah, it can break
Yeah,
bones.
I seen that over Walmart the other day, man. It's a little rubber ball, man.
No, they don't use a rubber ball. It's a puck made of frozen, vulcanized rubber.
Well, at Walmart, that's what they use.
Yeah. Well,
There's
they don't
hockey
play
ball
NHL
right on
games
the
at
thing.
Walmart. Yeah.
Hey, it's a hockey ball right there.
Yeah. Sure it did.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what happens, man. People get excited. Then,
I assigned the team's divisions in that 30-team hockey league, and I named it the Wales Conference and the Campbell Conference, but back in the day there only used to be 4 divisions, so I needed to come up with names for the other 2 divisions. So we made the Lemieux division, and then the Gretzky division, and then I put you in the Gretzky division, Ed, because you love it.
Well, why are you copying me? Because in Super Deluxe Hockey last year I had the Gretzky and the Lemieux division. Why you gotta be like me, man? You always want to do what I do.
That's right. Right now I'm wearing Texas Tech slippers and an Indianapolis Colts jersey.
You finally knew.
Yeah, that's right.
Guess what? The Pat Knight will be here tomorrow, so he'll probably be on my show tomorrow night.
Really? Pat Knight, Texas Tech coach, is going to be on your show.
He text messaged me today.
Uh-huh.
Said, hey, man, I'll be in tomorrow. I'll call you.
You sure
All right.
You sure didn't say something more like, hey, quit bothering me, old man? Is that really what it said?
I didn't text message him. He text messaged me.
Yeah, all right. So Pat Knight on your show tomorrow. That's great. But Ed, we've got Sean Leahy, Puck Daddy, on our show right now. So.
Well, what does he really do? That's what I want to know. What does
all right.
guy
Well, that's
really
a fair
do?
question. Well, what do you really do, Sean Leahy?
I'm a writer for Puck Daddy.
Have you ever wrote an article in your underwear?
A few times. You know, especially during the summer when it gets pretty hot out.
You should always have a tie on at all times.
Even if I'm in my house?
Yes. You're supposed to dress up in your house and act like you're going somewhere. Don't be a slob and a bum. How are we supposed to respect the words coming out of your mouth if you don't present yourself in a presentational manner?
You're right, Ed.
Well,
You're right.
Ed, do you wear a tie when you come up with the Ed Times about stories about stepping in poop?
Wear a 3-piece suit. I stepped in poop just about an hour ago, too.
Wow.
It's like, and
That's an epidemic
dog
over
poop
there.
this time. I put the poop checker on it this time. It was dog poop this time. But,
Yeah, in your poop checking equipment, am I right in assuming that it's your finger? Is that what we're talking about?
In your nose?
oh, man, I bought the poop checker equipment off the eBay, $79.99.
Oh, well, at least you got a good deal.
Yeah. They charged me $20 for shipping, though.
Now
I sent
Sean
him a
Leahy.
$100 bill. I sent him a $100 bill. Said, keep the change, keep the change, keep the change, keep the
Good
change.
thinking, Ed. Now, Sean Leahy, when you read the Ed Times, as I'm sure you do, and you see such breathtaking investigative journalism as the Ed routinely does over there at the Ed Times, do you ever think, hey, we should hire him for Puck Daddy?
You know, I've passed it up the chain to my
Uh-huh.
superiors. I've sent numerous Ed Times editions up the chain. Say, hey, this is he's an upcoming investigative journalist. Maybe he could dig up some dirt for us and some players.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's not down to a cup of tea. But I put in a good word for you.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna write an article for that Punk Daddy. And I'm gonna, and I'll put it, and I'm gonna do investigative journalism,
Oh,
like
that'd be nice.
hard copy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Hardcastle. He gonna be McCormick.
Oh, all right. Hey, that reminds me, later on in the show, in hour 2, we're going to be doing our top 11 80s TV shows, like Hardcastle and McCormick. That was in the 80s. Any
give me
80s?
a break, man. Give me the break was probably the best one.
Because you had a little thing for Nell Carter, is that right?
No. I like the young girl.
Oh, you like what, Joey Lawrence? You really like Joey Lawrence?
No. Give me the break. I sure deserve it. Give me that break. That's what I need. Give me that break. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think those are the words,
Give
actually,
me the
that I thought.
break. And then, what else was on in the 1980s? Like, there was a lot of funny shows. Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers, yeah.
Getting
Sure
some
will be.
pay in the world today. Take everything you got. You don't have to never worry. You ain't got a lot. Someone's gonna take away. Sometimes you gotta say, hey, buddy, don't you know my name?
That's very good, Ed.
I had to remember the words.
Yeah.
And they always said you came.
I'm glad you remember them. Yeah.
She
All right,
gonna
Ed.
be
Well, I
where
appreciate you
should
calling
be.
in and
People is
stopping
all
by. But
same.
we have
You
Sean
wanna
Leahy
go
here.
and
We
they
shouldn't be
can
taking
call
away
out
from his
your
time.
name.
We need to continue our interview with Sean Leahy.
Yeah, what else did they have in the 1980s? They had the Cosby Show. Now, that was 90s, I think.
No, Cosby Show is
They, mm-hmm. I'd bang every one of them Cosby girls.
Really?
Yeah,
Every one of them. Yeah. You take a run at Rudy. Is that what you're telling me?
Man, you seen Rudy lately? Rudy be in the Medea movies, man. Rudy.
As Medea?
Rudy. No, Rudy was a strung-out hooker in the last one.
Oh,
I
very
was
good.
like, dang. I'd pop Rudy in the booty.
Hey, remember that one when Rudy played football? That was a great episode.
Yeah, she wasn't no good. She's a girl. She
Yeah,
can't
but
play
hey,
no football.
Lisa Bonet's foxy. But what about Tempest Bledsoe? Not so much.
Yeah, Tempest Bledsoe, she had a talk show for a minute, man.
Yeah,
I tried to get on it, man, and
really?
I couldn't get tickets.
Huh.
Couldn't get tickets.
Shocked by that.
Then the little girl, she be on Disney Channel now.
Oh yeah, Raven Simone. Yeah.
She looks fake. She don't even look real, but I'll mess up her little plastic face.
All right, yeah.
Hey, Larry's awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and then the mom, man, she's the best looking of them all, man.
Felicia
Even the grandma.
Rashad.
Yeah, even when the lady who played Felicia Rashad, the grandma, mama, come on the show. I was like, man, she looked good with some gray hair.
Now,
I like
apparently, didn't Felicia Rashad and Ahmad Rashad, didn't they break up?
Yeah, I'm out of shot messing with Willow Bay.
Oh, Willow Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you knew that was going to happen. You
Why?
knew that from NBA Inside Stuff, from the first time that show ever appeared. You knew Willow Bay was going to mess up that man.
Oh,
Ahmad
yeah.
Rashad can't. You know, Ahmad Rashad real name Bobby Moore.
That's right.
Yeah. You know where he went and played college ball at?
Not college. I know he played for the Vikings in the pros.
Played Oregon.
Yeah, very good, Dean.
Yeah.
Dean, are you at like a park or something?
Yeah.
What are you
Watching
doing?
kids.
Yeah.
So they got football, they got baseball, they got everything going on. That's why I stepped in the dog poop man.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
I've lost in the last 3 weeks. I've lost 29 pounds.
Well, what's the secret, Dean? How are you losing all this weight?
I've been out here walking, and then I jerk off about 10 times a day.
All right. All right, Dean. Thanks, buddy. We really got to go talk to Sean Leahy. But we should tell everybody the Ed Show tomorrow night at 10:30.
I got me. You want to hear about my new porno I got the other day?
Not really. No.
It's hockey related.
Okay. Well,
Then I put my stick on your ice.
Huh. Really?
That's the name of it, yeah.
That's
It's
a terrible name for porn. Really, it's just awful.
I don't know. And then it says another one is called Where the Puck Is.
Yeah.
I know
Again,
where the puck
terrible
is.
name. Terrible name for a porn. All right,
Pornos
Dean.
don't always have. They got Slap Slut. That's a good one.
Well, that's a little better. But all right, Dean.
That's all Slap Shot.
Tomorrow night, 10:30, the Ed Show. But we got to go.
Then they got
busy
another
man.
one. They got another one called Miracle Does Ice.
All right, very good. All right, yeah, thanks, buddy. There he goes. Larry. Yeah, this is the Ed guy. There he is, the Ed. It's always a pleasure to talk to the Ed, isn't it, Leahy?
Always.
Yeah, very good. All right, now the Ed ate into a lot of our hockey talk. Are you in a rush, Leahy, or are you pressed for time?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, the top 8 teams in the Campbell Conference, I'd say Vancouver, LA, Chicago, Detroit, San Jose. Now, this is where it gets dicey at the bottom. I think St. Louis is going to get in there. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, they're getting a lot of buzz too out west because of Halak, and the one worry I have for Halak is, did he benefit because of the system that Montreal played in Jacques Martin? And will he be the same? He had Hal Gill and was phenomenal in front of him in playoffs last year, and the defense I think was a little bit better than what St. Louis had. So how is that changing the system? And defensive six in front of him is going to affect his play in St. Louis. So, but they made it 2 years ago as a surprise, and there's always we always see 2 or 3 surprise teams every year in the playoffs. So they're definitely one of those candidates.
In the Blues, they're doing some season ticket thing where you only pay half of it, and then if they miss the playoffs, you don't even have to pay the other half of your season tickets.
Yeah, and so, which is pretty risky on their part.
Yeah, so they're really betting that they're going to make the playoffs. So. Now, what about Phoenix and Colorado? I decided I think they might sneak in as well because Phoenix was just ridiculous last year. So you think they can't do it again, but at the same time, Dave Tippett, he can choke the life out of any hockey game. And if Brizgalov can do what he even remotely close to what he did last year, they'll probably be able to sneak in again. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean they're not going to be under the radar this year. I mean everyone knows them. Everyone has seen a full year of Brizgalov. And they did add Ray Whitney to the lineup, which will be a key addition for them. They brought back Lee Stempniak, and the only question with Stempniak is was his surge after the trade deadline is that a fluke or not? I think he had 14 goals and he had like a point per game pace post trade deadline, but can he do that again? So they also lost as we know as Penguins fans, they lost their best shutdown defenseman in Zbynek Michalek. How's that going to affect their blue line? Keith Yandel had a nice breakout year last season. Can they do it again? And can Brizgalov play at a Vezina / Hart Trophy level that he did a year ago? And at least make him competitive out west because the West obviously, as we know, is always tough. But like you said, I think they're going to take a step back, but I think that they'll have enough to squeak in.
Yeah, they had something like 107 points or something last year, or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
50. It was a career season for the franchise. He had a career high in wins. I think they had 50 or 51, and like you said, over 100 points. So.
And not one exciting game in the lot. Oh, just boring, boring hockey. All right. Well, do you have a major Stanley Cup prediction yet? We heard the Eds, Dallas or Vancouver against Pittsburgh. Any thoughts at all, or are you going to save that for the Puck Daddy?
Well, I mean, I haven't made a definitive pick yet, but I'm out west. I'm leaning towards Vancouver, LA as my 2, and in the east, the Penguins. And I'm not sold on that second team. I kind of want to say Washington, but I'm still skeptical with that defense. And Kenny Varlamov, can he handle a load of being a full-time number 1 goaltender? Which he's been amazing in his spot duty he's done so far, but. Can he do it over the full season? I'm not sure. But obviously, we know they're going to have the offense to win those 7-6 games if the defense fails.
Yeah, I think we might get a rubber match. I think Penguins Detroit, going back a third time.
Yeah, and Detroit's a lot of people talking up Detroit, and the big question there is Jimmy Howard. I mean, the Detroit's just they're just a factory on depth. I mean, they always replacing guys within their system when they lose guys to free agency or trades or whatnot, and they're always bringing new faces. But Jimmy Howard had a great second half, pretty much saved their season. When they were ravaged by injuries. So will he have that sophomore slump that hit Steve Mason last year? But if he can play like he did last year, I mean, they're definitely true cup contenders for sure.
Now, what about some breakout players we should keep our eye on? A lot of people are talking about Travis Zajac having a big year because he's going to play between Kovalchuk and Parise. He had 67 points last year, though, so it's not like he's some bum. But you expecting good things out of Zajac?
Yeah, it should be interesting to see, a full season of Kovalchuk, how he, kind of fits into that system there. Because everyone was worried, he's going to New Jersey, they're so defensive, how is he going to work with the double system? But Zajac could benefit from that. A lot of people are talking about Andrei Kopitar. He's already kind of a star, but, might be like a breakout year, maybe an Ross Trophy. Another guy I like is Chris Letang. I think now that Gonchar's gone, I think we talked about this in the past that he's always been a little too unselfish. Working next to Gonchar, he's always, instead of taking that shot, he's always made that one extra pass that wasn't needed instead of just firing the puck on net. But now with Gonchar gone, he, Goligoski, and Paul Martin are going to be those guys on the point, on defense, on the power play. That now's his time to kind of regain that offensive form he had a couple years ago, where I think he went from 10 goals I think 2 years ago to 3 or 4 last year. So he needs to kind of improve in that area, because he's one of those guys that's relied upon for offense from the Penguins' back six.
Yeah, if he doesn't go for 15 goals, that's shameful. He needs to be the guy. A couple other guys, we didn't talk about Colorado a lot, but David Jones and Brandon Yip. Keep an eye on those fellas. Good power forwards there. And Brandon Sutter. He's the guy I wanted to mention from Carolina. I like the Brandon Sutter a lot. I think he might have a good year. And I heard Osborne talking the other day. He's impressed with Teddy Purcell. He thinks Teddy Purcell might have a nice year down there in Tampa. That he expects him to play in the top 6. So I don't know. Yeah,
he was getting a lot of hype when he was with the Kings, and for whatever reason, he just couldn't break into the lineup full time. So, he might be one of those guys, that just is, shows it in the AHL, but once he's up against NHL competition, he just can't handle it. So it should be, interesting to see new scenery, new system, see how he works out there, because he's still pretty young.
All right, real quick before we bore Larry to death, any rookies to keep an eye on? Tyler Ennis in Buffalo. Is he the big guy everyone's looking at?
Yeah, Tyler Ennis is getting a lot of buzz out of Buffalo. Another guy, obviously the top pick, Taylor Hall. He's him, the 3 guys in Edmonton. Him, Magnus Pajärvi, and Jordan Eckerly. Edmonton's not going anywhere this year, so they're just going to let the kids play, and so they're going to get a lot of ice time, a lot of time to develop. So those 3 guys should be pretty fun to watch. Edmonton should be a pretty terrible team overall, but watching those 3 kids should be pretty entertaining.
I want to see Linus Omark make the Oilers as well. The dude who Mr. Shootout. That goal he scored on the shootout is still unbelievable for whatever team that was. Yeah, where he just chipped it over the goalie. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so maybe some YouTube goals for this year, but you also have PK Subban and John Carlson on defense. A couple guys that they're getting some call to talk. Bernier we already talked about.
What about this kid in the Rangers, Derek Stepan or something?
He's a college kid at a BC. He's still with the team now. I know he was playing tonight against the Red Wings. I just don't know if we'll see enough ice time to make a difference.
All right, Larry. I think we're done with hockey.
No, already?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I think we've had enough. Yeah.
Larry, you don't sound too excited.
No.
We can talk more hockey if you want.
I would love it.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, Larry, you're up. I told you that Leahy's very upset at Hell's Kitchen this year, and you wanted to defend it. Now, Leahy, why don't you tell Larry what you hate about the Hell's Kitchen this season?
Well, I don't hate it. The one thing I don't like, it was, you guys remember, it was like maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago, the very first episode, they had that guy Louie, who was a diner owner, and when they made their signature dish, he made like a meatloaf, and then Lorenzo just kicked him off right then and there, and you obviously knew he was like a fake plant for the first show.
All right.
I think that's what Raj is this year, and maybe and even to a point Sabrina, because they're just so out there and so weird that there's no way that these are real human beings that act like that. I mean, even for a reality show.
What do you mean? A lot of people get drunk at this karate.
Larry loves Raj.
Yeah. And even in the first show, when that chick that wound up leaving, she made that disgusting jambalaya or whatever, and she passes out. And
that seemed very fake. Very
exactly.
Fake.
No?
Yeah.
Should have been headache.
But other than that, it's been entertaining. I mean, I know you said you didn't watch the 8 o'clock show. I happened to catch before coming on, and it was a pretty good one. So I'm taping the 10 o'clock, the second one right now.
Yeah. See, I'm way into it already this season. I mean, like I said, I don't know what happened tonight, but like that Raj guy's hilarious. He reminds me of like Aaron. Remember that Aaron guy, that big Buddha cowboy that always cried?
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of that dude, but with karate.
But he's just so, and that guy Boris too, the Russian guy. He every time they show him on camera, he looks like he's gonna cry.
You mean Boris Gonchar?
Yeah. He looks like Craig. Kind of looks like Craig Ramsey though, a little bit too.
Yeah.
I hate the Sabrina girl on there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: she wears the glasses, but she looks over the top of them. So why wear them? Just to make yourself even uglier, and then she gets all ghetto and stuff when she's angry with your big thick rim through carry glasses on. I hate that girl. I want to punch her in her glasses.
I agree. She's like a little pouty bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you. I don't know, but yeah, the Hell's Kitchen. I'm into it. Now apparently Ramsey has a new show that's airing in Britain. Our buddy Lance was telling me about it. It's called like Ramsey's Best Kitchens, and what he does is like he pits two like highly touted restaurants against each other, and he said it's a pretty interesting show. So you know, he's getting them for me, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll watch those, and then I'll review them, and then I'll let you guys know how Ramsey's Best Kitchens are.
So he has a cooking show where it's a bunch of cooks that actually know how to cook scallops? Is that what
Yeah. Well, he goes into like real restaurants.
If you're going to go on Hell's Kitchen, the first thing I do, learn to cook scallops and risotto, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same menu every year.
Yeah. Yeah, and who doesn't know how to put salad dressing on some lettuce?
Oh, that guy. Oh, my goodness.
I think I could swing that. I don't know if I can make a beef Wellington, but I'm pretty sure I could throw some ranch on some lettuce. I think that's in my realm of capabilities.
Well, I think you're pretty good at cooking meat where it doesn't, where it's not raw when you bring it up to the pass. I mean,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go on Hell's Kitchen and like my signature dish would be like peanut butter and jelly sandwich or like TV dinner or something like that. Like, hey, this is what people know me by, buddy.
Well, that was like that one girl, I forget her name. She made them, was it fried chicken for her signature dish?
Yeah. The best was that. I can't remember his name. It wasn't Enrico. He was like an Italian guy. He made it pretty far in his show a few years back, and his signature dish was like he brought him up that hen in the pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, what the hell is this? He's like, it's a hen inside of a pumpkin. He's like, what do you call it? Hen in a pumpkin. Oh, I forget that guy's name. He made it pretty close to the end. He didn't win, but he was in the finals, I think.
Well, Larry, your signature dish would be the ham barbecue, right?
It could be, or a bottle of beer.
Yeah, Larry makes a dynamite ham barbecue, apparently, from what I hear. And tell the people your secret ingredient.
Coca-Cola and ketchup.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow,
that
sounds
disgusting, but apparently people love it.
Yeah. It's all about getting that. It's all getting it to boil to a nice thick sauce. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'll give the recipe out some night.
Tweet it. That'll be good.
Yeah, I could probably do that in under 140 characters.
And Leahy, you watching any other TV lately?
Just catching up on all like the new shows like 2.5 Men, Law and Order. Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's talk about Saturday Night Live. This needs to be discussed. Did you watch the first episode?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan as I was. I mean, I think that the highlight of the show for me is really when they do the weekend update. That's usually pretty good.
It wasn't even good this time though, except when they brought the Governor Patterson out.
Yeah, that's the favorite. That's my best one. Yeah,
New Jersey. Yeah, that's always good. But that episode is just terrible. Saturday Night Live is just awful. I say it all the time. I don't know. You think Warren Michaels would pick up after 50 years of doing it? How to like schedule a show and blog? People want celebrity impersonations, and just making fun of famous people at the top of the show. Make those your lead skits, and then just build off that. But we don't need that Bronx talk show or whatever as the top skit.
And it also helps when you have a strong character that can do the president. The guy that does Obama is not really good.
Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets some trim though, huh?
Yeah, he's banging Peggy.
Right?
And then, he was married to Peggy, and then tell him who he's nailing now, Larry.
Chris Elliott's daughter, something Elliott.
Abby show? In the show, right?
Yeah, she's on the show. Yeah, she's hot though.
Here's that other one that's pretty nice. The what's her name?
Pajum.
Yeah, she's like the Iranian chick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nice. I'd throw her a couple paychecks.
I hear that.
Yeah. Now, one person who wasn't on, I didn't see her, was Jenny Slate. Is she not coming back?
Maybe not.
And I missed because she's on one of my other favorite shows, Bored to Death. And Bored to Death had its season premiere, and she was on there the other night. And that show's great. But right after that, though, Leahy, I didn't see the premiere of it, season 2, but the other night I was catching up on season 1, Eastbound and Down.
I haven't gotten that yet. I gotta catch up. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it.
Yeah. Now, Larry, you've never seen that?
No.
I got to tell you, it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Is it really? What is it? Is it like some minor league baseball guy?
No, he's kind of like John Rocker. Like he was a superstar in the big leagues when he was young, and then he just made an ass of himself, and he kept he started losing his fastball and stuff, so he just kept bumping down the ladder, and eventually he just talked himself out of baseball because he's such a jerk, and now he's trying to get his life back together, and it's really it's pretty funny. The Danny McBride character, I think, plays the guy. Kenny Powers is his name. And, I don't know how. It was only 6 episodes in season 1. I've seen the first 4. But I don't know how this Danny McBride guy didn't get nominated for like some sort of award or something, because it really is an amazing character. It's just so good. I'd recommend, if you haven't seen it, give it a whirl. I mean,
I've only heard good things about it. I just never watched it.
Like it's not like flawless. Like a lot of the supporting characters, I'm not so high on, but just the Kenny Powers character is tremendous. So.
Is there anybody any other famous celebrities in that show?
Well, Will Ferrell makes a guest appearance in episode 2.
Right.
Because I think he's like an executive producer or something, I believe. But yeah, I'd give Eastbound and Down a whirl if you haven't seen it.
All right. Yeah.
Have you caught that Boardwalk Empire yet?
Yes, I saw episode 1. I didn't see episode 2 yet. Now, have you seen it, Leahy?
Yeah, I just saw the second one this morning. I like the show. It's pretty good.
And Larry, you still haven't seen it?
No. What's the premise of this show? Does it have to do with a boardwalk?
Yeah, it's like Steve Buscemi's the lead character. It's based on some gangsters in the 20s where during Prohibition they kind of run the bootlegging business out of Atlantic City, and there's various characters throughout, and a lot of murders, a lot of high-end business deals, and it's pretty good. It's got a lot of very good reviews so far. I think HBO actually renewed it only after the first episode. It was that well received.
So you're telling me it's a show about a New Jersey mob?
Well,
like the first
gangsters.
time when it was called The Sopranos. Uh-huh.
No, it's like gangsters from the 20s during Prohibition. Like his name's like Nucky Thompson, and there's a guy in there that plays Al Capone. So there's some recognizable names that you probably remember.
But he's a young Al Capone, like just coming.
Yeah,
up the
very
ladder,
young. Before he was who he was.
Here's the thing. I've only seen the first episode. The first 10 minutes of it, not so good. I thought the writing was really clumsy and awkward. And but then it got decent. But then at the end, it was just very derivative of the Godfather. Like all the killings going on, and he's getting dressed. It was really just too much, too obvious, like the Godfather. So I'd give episode 1 like a 5 or 6. You can see potential there, but I wouldn't rank it like say it's great or anything. But you could see like it could get good. So.
Then there's that one scene, that sex scene with Steve Buscemi, which I could have pointed out.
Yeah, Larry, if you've ever wanted to see Steve Buscemi have sex, now's your chance.
Oh, really? Yeah. Him putting lipstick on in Billy Madison scared me a little bit. I definitely don't want to see him naked.
But yeah, it's good. Like I can see where it could get better, but like it's not Mad Men worthy or anything. Like people need to calm down with the praise. But
Leahy, you watching Mad Men?
No, I haven't gotten into that.
Oh,
yeah, one of these days when things slow down, I gotta get the Netflix, the DVDs, and catch up.
Yeah.
When things slow down, you just had a whole summer of no hockey going on.
Yeah, but I was busy. Did a lot of writing this summer, so I couldn't help it. I had no time.
What kind of writing?
For Yahoo, for Puck Daddy.
So all summer you were writing for Puck Daddy?
We have to do Mount Puckmore, which you shat on.
Yeah. That's right.
I heard that podcast.
How could I forget Mount Puckmore? Yeah. Very good. Hey, but I like your little season previews. You're you're comparing teams to professional wrestlers.
Yeah. Me and Wesh were big wrestling fans, so whenever we can make the odd WWF or WCW reference, we definitely do it.
Yeah. And Larry, I don't know if you know this, but Leahy compared the Penguins to The Rock.
Oh, of course he did, because they're the most electrifying team in sports entertainment.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, did you compare anyone to the Honky Tonk Man? In Nashville, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Honky Tonk Man. Yes. Because they went together so well. Why waste them on another team?
Who else? Junkyard Dog? Any Junkyard Dog references?
I think Greg used him for somebody. I compared who was another guy?
It should have been the Devils because Bert Orr likes to grab them cakes.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Eli Gante died the other day. Huh?
Yeah, crazy, right? Another guy, another wrestler dying. You guys see Greg Giraldo died, the comedian?
Yeah. Did you see Gilbert Gottfried's tweet?
No.
Yeah, he said something to, he said if Greg Giraldo gets cremated, would that be the Greg Giraldo roast? Yeah. Yeah, nothing like waiting 4 hours, you know what I'm saying? That's Gilbert, though. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love Gilbert.
So I don't know. All right, hey, Leahy, what about 80 sitcoms or 80 TV shows? Any that you really enjoyed?
My number one of all time was Different Strokes. That was my show growing up.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I didn't count it as an 80s TV show. I counted it as a 70s TV show because it started in like 78, and its best years were seasons 1 and 2, even though it did run to like 86. But
yeah.
If you pick, that's a fine choice. But for me personally, I consider it a 70s TV show. But
80s. What about Wonder Years? Oh, that was probably 90s, right? Early 90s.
No, that was
Wonder
80s,
Years,
right?
Nah, once again, didn't fall into our criteria.
It didn't debut until what?
It debuted in like 88, but it ran until like 94. So
because the majority of the years were 90, you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, so I couldn't use it because it was on my list, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I love the Wonder Years.
You secretly wish you were Kevin Arnold, don't you, Larry?
I'd rather be Wayne.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'd rather be Wayne. Yeah, Wayne was cooler.
I'd rather be David Schwimmer. Remember he was banging that broad. What was her? Olivia Diabo or whatever, right?
Oh, that's right. He was on that
shit.
show.
Yeah, he was like her boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that girl was really, really pretty.
Yeah. I saw her naked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this like a personal thing that happened, or?
Well, no, she was in some kind of Cinemax movie, like a couple years after the Wonder Years ended, and I'm like, hey, that's I don't even remember her name on the show. Karen?
Yeah. The older sister.
Yeah, she was naked. I saw her boobs.
Yeah, that's usually the move from a successful sitcom. If you can't find work, go to Skinamax. And
yeah. You gotta take it off.
Yeah. Well, what about Alf? Obviously, right? That's probably up there.
Yeah. Don't spoil my list.
Yeah.
Oh, well, obviously, Alf and Perfect Strangers for you.
Don't give it away.
Growing Pains.
Oh, good Lord, no, that's not making my list.
Charles in Charge.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Stay
good
tuned.
Lord.
Stay tuned.
What?
Saved by the Bell?
No. That was 90s, though, right? Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. You got Charles in Charge on your list. I'm hanging up on you.
Stay tuned.
What the fuck?
All right, Leahy. Well, did you want to sit in, or you probably got to go, right? Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I'll hop off. I'll listen to your list and mock you via Twitter.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, Sean Leahy, tell everybody where they can track you down again. Sean_Leahy on Twitter, and then fuckdaddy.com, right? Is that what it is?
No, it's not fuckdaddy.com. Just go to Yahoo Sports and go to the NHL side, and we pretty much write everything for the NHL side, so you'll find us there.
Fuckdaddy.org, right?
Or just go to Google. There you go.
Yeah. Fuckdaddy it up.
All
right,
right, Sean Leahy. Hey, Hey, tell Lauren good luck to the Mets in the playoffs.
I have, and I have a few bruises to show for it.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened to R.A. Dickey? I thought he was supposed to pitch today. Was he get scratched or something?
Oh, I didn't even know the Mets were playing. I haven't followed the Yankees, so...
Well, I got R.A. Dickey in our fantasy. I'm in the World Series there in the fantasy, and I thought he was pitching today, and then I saw, Nice character pitch 2 innings and gave up 6 runs.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was very worried because I saw 6 runs. I'm like, oh, come on, Dickey. Let's go, Dickey. And no, it was Nice, so I felt fine. Who cares? But, Love R.A. Dickey, Larry. Love R.A. Dickey.
Anything with dick in it.
That's right. All right, Lee. Thanks, buddy.
All right, boys. Thanks
All right,
again.
John Lee.
Bye.
And he's going to tweet several times that he was on the show tonight. And what a pleasure it was to be on the show.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
All right, Larry, let's get into the top 11, because I'm very excited about it.
The numbers all go to 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
LCS Hockey, top 11.
11!
Lord help me, Larry, I love the TV.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah. Like a couple weeks ago, our pal Dave Damashek and his buddy Dave Feeney, they were talking about Laverne and Shirley on their Dave's the Thunder podcast.
Yeah.
And I stopped to think, just like Laverne and Shirley, it's just one TV show. I didn't even really enjoy it. I just watched it because when I was little, that's what we did. We watched Laverne and Shirley when I was a little kid. Like it was always on, when coming from school or in the afternoon or whatever. So you just watch Laverne and Shirley. Like you didn't even think anything of it. So I tried to think, like, how many hours of my life do you think I've spent watching just Laverne and Shirley?
I've logged some hours.
Yeah.
See, the thing is like what the kids don't understand nowadays is like when we were younger, there was only like 8 or 9 stations. And, if you didn't want to watch soap operas and stuff when you got home from school, you got stuck with the Happy Days, the Gilligan's Islands, the Laverne and Shirley's. There wasn't the Munsters. All those kind of shows were on when I got home from school. That's what I watched. Were they my favorite shows? Probably not, but, options were limited back then.
Yeah, there was no internet,
No, there was no porn. No, there was none of that.
But just Laverne and Shirley. I gotta say, I've logged a good, 100 hours of Laverne and Shirley, easy.
Yeah, I would say. So, Laverne and Shirley.
Kind of depressing, though, right?
It's very depressing.
Yeah,
very depressing.
So then you add in like the shows I actually liked. Like you even want to get into how many hours I watched of Cheers?
No, I really don't.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about Cheers tonight.
Yeah. So anyway, the list tonight: top 11 '80s TV shows. Now I eliminated myself to just sitcoms, but you did any show, right?
Yeah, any show. These are the shows I used to like when I was younger during the '80s. This is what I watched. This was my regular rotation. Shows I really enjoyed, but yeah. You know what sucks? It was a real kick in the balls is because our criteria when we decided to make this list, the show had to start no earlier than 1980, and the show had to have the majority of its run during the 80s, meaning it couldn't start in like 89 and then go to like 94. That doesn't count. It had to, it had to have the majority of its run in the 1980s.
So technically, Seinfeld was in '86. I started in like '89. Seinfeld.
Right.
But it's the definitive '90s show, so you can't have that. Yeah.
Can't use it. But based on the fact that the show had to start in 1980, that really kicked me in the balls because I couldn't put Dukes of Hazzard on my list or The Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah, The Incredible Hulk. I forgot about that.
Those are like 2 mainstays of my youth right there.
See, when I think Incredible Hulk, I do think that's a '70s show. But
1978.
Yeah, it's tough when they overlap like that. Like I didn't put Taxi on my list, even though really it had some banner seasons in '80, '81, and '82. But I think of it as a '70s sitcom.
I do too.
Yeah, but because if Taxi's on my list, I got to tell you right now, we got a new champion. Probably, I love the Taxi. But I didn't put WKRP in Cincinnati on the list either because it started in '78. Different Strokes, like I said with Leahy, its best years were in the '70s. Three's Company, it started in the '70s and its best years were in the '70s. So I didn't. All those were left off my list.
Right. Yep, I hear you. So like we said earlier, Growing Pains missed my cut. Because,
yeah, it would never get anywhere near a top 11 list for me. But yeah.
Well, because you have no taste in TV, but that's neither here nor there. If Andy Kaufman or Ted Danson isn't in it, you don't want to watch it.
And since I limited myself to sitcoms, another show that really should make any top 11 '80s TV show, Late Night with David Letterman.
Well,
yeah.
Well, you can't really say that though. It didn't have the bulk of its run during the '80s. It's still
that's true, but it started in '82. But it was like one of the. Well, actually, it did have its bulk in the '80s because it went from '82 to '93, and then from '93 it was on CBS at the Late Show.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was the best. It really defined the '80s a lot with the night talk show. Oh, it was great. When I was a little kid, staying up and watching Late Night. Oh, loved it.
Yeah, I liked Letterman when I was young.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, Larry, let's get into it. Number 11.
All right.
Who you got? Oh, we got sound
Okay.
clips, right? We got sound clips.
Yeah, we got sound clips. So should I play the song, or should I say what it is, then play? I'll play the song, and then you can see if you can guess it. All right. I think you'll get this one. You ready, Mike Dell?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, there we go.
All right.
Yeah, that's all. I just need one note, and I can name that.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just give it a little teaser, but
that's my buddy Alf.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about Alf later on, but
yeah, do you want to save him for later?
Yeah, let's just save Alf because I know that I know you're a big fan.
All right, hit my number 11. I don't know if you'll get this theme song, Larry. Go ahead.
Number 11. Here we go.
Just stop it whenever you had it.
Hold on. Oh, I know that theme song.
Yeah.
I know that theme song. I want to say the Bob Newhart Show.
No, not even close.
Huh. I don't know.
Too Close for Comfort.
Oh.
Yeah. From 1980 to 1986. Starred Ted Knight as Henry Rush, the cartoonist of the Cosmic Cow, right?
Yeah, I watched that show. He had them 3 hot daughters.
2 hot daughters.
Is that what it was?
You're thinking of Jim J. Bullock.
Oh, yeah, well, he's hot too, though.
Yeah.
And he's like a woman.
Yeah, he was married to Muriel, and then their daughter is Jackie, played by Deborah Van Valkenburg. How's that for a name, huh?
Yeah, that's very Hollywood.
Now, she was the brunette. And then you had Sarah, the blonde. She was played by Lydia Cornell. And they lived downstairs in a duplex. And maybe it was a little too close for comfort because their parents were seeing all the stuff their daughters were doing, and it was driving them crazy. And they had a buddy named Monroe, who was played by Jim J. Bullock. And he was originally Sarah's boyfriend. He did an appearance in season 1 as her boyfriend. And then someone realized, well, I don't know if that's too, people can buy that, you know?
Yeah, because he's pretty gay.
Yeah. So then in seasons 2 and whatnot, from then on, he was just a friend of Sarah's. And he became like a foil for Ted Knight there. But, yeah, Too Close for Comfort, 6 seasons. That's crazy. And then it ended because Ted Knight, passed away, sadly. But
Yeah,
Ted Knight was great. A couple of things. He was always seen for wearing college T-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. That became his gimmick. And he wore one for an episode. And I guess some kids noticed, and they had a big college following because of the daughters and everything. So kids from universities just started sending him T-shirts and sweatshirts, so he just started wearing them because the kids got a kick out of it, and he was just the tip of the hat to his fans. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a little tribute.
Yeah, but now
shirts, we'll wear them.
Yeah, send us shirts, and we'll wear them during the podcast, and then you can see us wearing them.
Yes.
All right, now, Larry, the big question about Too Close for Comfort, obviously, is Jackie or Sarah, you know?
I'm going with the blonde.
Yeah, see, she was set up as the sexy bombshell, but I'll go brunette. I like the Jackie, I think, yeah.
I was never hugely into that show, but I did, watch it from time to time. I wasn't a regular to it.
Oh, I'm just a big Ted Knight fan.
Yeah.
Ted Baxter on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah, exactly.
If we do 70s TV shows, oh my goodness.
Everything ties back into Mary Tyler Moore, Dick Van Dyke, every show you like.
Well, that's just who comes out of that? Mary Tyler Moore, the Bob Newhart Show, or Taxi? Who wins? You know?
Yeah, that's a celebrity death match of all the ages right there.
That's terrible. All right, Larry, number 10.
All right. People are going to recognize this song, but maybe some of the younger viewer and listeners, they might not know that this is an actual song. You ready?
Sure.
Look at what's happened to me. I can believe.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a little taste, because I just wanted to get to the part where it's not Dave.
Yeah, Greatest American Hero, right?
That is correct. 1981 to 1983. Starred William Catt and Robert Culp. And William Catt was like a teacher, and Robert Culp was I guess he was FBI.
CIA.
CIA.
I think
and,
so.
Yeah, he was some sort of government law enforcement. And the premise of the show was one night while out in the desert, I guess they were, a UFO comes and it drops this magical superhero uniform, and it tells William Catt, hey, you got to save the world with this guy, and this suit's going to help you do it. The problem was, though, he couldn't get the superhero powers down. Like, he was real, like, clumsy and bumbling all the time. He couldn't fly.
Well, he lost the manual, Larry. Do you remember? They gave him
he lost the directions. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there was directions, and he left them in the desert. And so he didn't know really how to fly. He couldn't land. He was always crashing into shit. And it made for a good show. It was funny. You know,
who was the lady on there? Was that Connie? No, was it
Connie Selica?
Yeah, she was foxy. I like Connie Selica. And Robert Culp is great. He was in three classic episodes of Columbo. Yeah. And I just saw an episode of The Greatest American Hero not too long ago. We get some channel on the Comcast. I think it's like 207 or something. They show Incredible Hulk. They show Greatest American Hero.
Oh, yeah. I've watched that channel. They have the A-Team on there. And yeah.
Now, the cat, like you said, he was a school teacher, but it was for, like, troubled youth, right?
Yeah, I think they were special needs kids or something.
Well, not special needs, not like handicapped, but like delinquents, maybe, you could say. But kind of like sweat hogs, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
But one of the kids was Michael Paré.
Really?
From Eddie and the Cruisers fame.
Yeah, Eddie and the Cruisers. No shit.
Yes, but yeah, that's a good choice. And of course, that show had a great theme song, inspired the classic Seinfeld bit of George singing his answering machine message.
Believe it or not, I'm not home.
I'm really not home. Yeah, leave a message at the beep. Yeah.
I must be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
That's from the episode where he didn't want to break up with that girl, right? He had to go to like a dinner, and he wanted her because she was good looking. He wanted her on his arm, so he's like, well, if I don't, he knew she was going to break up with him, and he's like, well, if I just don't talk to her before the party, then she can't break up with me. So that was that episode, right?
I don't recall specifically now.
Oh, that's right, because you're not a TV scholar.
No.
Right.
No, not like you.
All right, Larry, my number 10. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. I got to get to it.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I doubt it, but let's see here. Number 10.
New boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs and is understood. He said to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Child in child.
That's right. What, it took you that long to figure out what it was?
I couldn't stop it.
All right.
I hit stop it like the Blog Talk just kept recycling.
Yeah, Charles in Charge, 1984 to 1990.
Why?
Yeah, it was great. Why can you not like Charles in Charge? Now, once again, this isn't like, we're not saying these are the best shows of the 80s. These are just our personal top 11, you know?
It's Scott Baio as a babysitter.
I know, it was great. But, now, interesting show here, though, the Charles in Charge, because rarely do you see a sitcom that does a dramatic overhaul of its cast after one season. Or, you know, like he started out watching the Pembroke family, remember? And they had 2 boys and 1 girl.
Right.
And they were a married couple. And his buddy was Buddy Lembeck, Willie Ames.
Willie Ames, Mr. Bible Man, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just a tremendous name when you're naming characters. Buddy Lembeck. That just seems like a sidekick kind of guy, you know? And then, of course, Charles was in love with Gwendolyn Pierce, Jennifer Runyon, play her, the foxy Jennifer Runyon. And the Pembroke family for the first season there. And then they switched over, and then they became the Powell family.
P-O-W-E-L-L?
P-O-W-E-L-L, the Powell family. Yeah.
The Powell.
And they had 2 girls and 1 boy. They just did the old switcheroo.
Right. Well, it's all right. That happens.
Now, can you think of another sitcom that's gone through like that drastic of a change midstream?
Maybe not that drastic. No.
I can think of one a little later in the list we'll talk about. And then you could say the Hogan family. Remember the Hogan family?
Yeah.
Because it started out as Valerie Harper's show, and then she got into a big contract dispute. And you know what they did? They said, all right, we'll just kill you, Valerie Harper. And then they came back, it was Valerie, and then it was just the Hogan family.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was called Valerie at first.
Yeah, so that was kind of a dramatic thing. They brought in Sandy Duncan, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, Sandy Duncan, I watched that show.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jason Bateman on that show?
Yeah, Jason Bateman. Oh, the best Jason Bateman sitcom, of course, is Arrested Development, but after that, It's Your Move.
I almost put that on my list.
I totally forgot about it until just now, or it probably would have been on my list.
Yeah, it's your move. Yeah, I remember that show.
It's great. But yeah, Charles in Charge. Because Larry, the thing, Charles in Charge, Nicole Eggert.
Yeah, Nicole Eggert. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But
She was in her prime.
I'm not putting her on the top. I'm not putting this on the top 11 list because Nicole Eggert was hot.
Yeah, that makes my list. Come on, Nicole Eggert, number 10. Done and done. Yeah.
All right. If you say
Buddy
so.
Lembeck, right there. Buddy Lembeck and Nicole Eggert. What more do you need for a sitcom?
Dude, you got Scott Baio and Willie Ames on a show together, and it's on your list.
Hey, I got news for you. John Travolta's mom was on it too. Now what's up?
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where. I can't wait to see what number Joni Loves Chachi ends up on your list.
Stay tuned. All right, Larry.
All right, number 10. You're gonna
no,
recognize
number 9, I believe. You're up to number 9.
Yeah, number 9. You're gonna recognize this immediately. All right.
Yeah, the Knight Rider. Right?
The Knight Rider. Yeah, the Knight Rider. It starred David Hasselhoff, the Hoff, as he's known now. He wasn't the Hoff back then. He was just David Hasselhoff. But he had this talking car, and they were crime fighters, and that was about it. I mean, that was the whole premise of the show. But I love the talking car. Get the talking car. You know that aired in '82, so I was like 9 when that came out. So I was way down with the Knight Rider.
Now, what did kids stand for? Do you remember?
Hold on. I can look it up. But Night Industries 2000.
That's right. Very good.
Yeah. I would have never got that in a million years.
Yeah. And then my favorite part of each episode was when he ate the hamburger off the floor mat.
No, I don't think that happened yet.
Oh, right.
I don't think that happened
Yeah,
yet.
I wasn't a big Knight Rider fan. I mean, it was all right. You know, I watched it, but I wasn't like, I didn't think it was that great or anything.
I remember when I was a kid, I had the kit car.
Wow.
It was awesome. Like what it would do was it was like a bigger car. It was probably like 2 feet long, and the doors open, the little red light flashed across the the front bumper there. But you could pull down on the license plate in the back, and it would talk. It would say, I will activate the turbo boost. It would say stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It was that guy from St. Elsewhere.
The Magnum PI, right? I think, yeah.
Was he on Magnum PI?
Yeah, I think he was the guy who, I never watched Magnum PI. But
I never did either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And the guy on Boy Meets World eventually, right? The teacher on Boy Meets World. You love the Topanga.
Yeah, well, I like her.
Well, you don't remember the teacher on there?
I never really watched the show.
You just focus on Topanga?
Yeah, more or less. She still looks good though.
Yeah, you all over the what is she?
Dish.
Soup or whatever, soap dish or dish? The dish.
The dish. I've watched it a couple times. It's the same thing as the soup.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. All right, Larry, number 9 on my list. This is could be the best sitcom theme song ever.
All right, hold on. Let me get to the list here. Number 9. All right, here we go. Number 9.
Son of China, never met her before. Who cares? When you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door.
No one glared. Yeah, Mr. Belvedere. Mike Dell, you there? Apparently not. We lost Mike Dell. But yeah, that's Mr. Belvedere. That would be number 9 on Mike Dell's list, Mr. Belvedere. It starred, I don't even know the dude's name, but it's actually on my list as well at number 7. I don't want to tell Mike Dell that, but he ain't here, so it doesn't really matter. But Bob Uecker was in it, and it took place in Pittsburgh, PA. And Mr. Belvedere, he was from England, and he immigrated over here to the U.S. and he takes up a butlership. He becomes these people's butler in Pittsburgh there, and Mr. Belvedere, that was it. The hijinks ensue after that. All right, let me see if I got Mike Dell back. Hold on. Mike Dell. No Mike Dell. All right, I'm going to hang up on him then. Make him call back in. All right, so I just got a text message here about Uecker. All right. Yeah, so that was number 9 on Mike Dell's list, Mr. Belvedere. Like I said, another show I really, really enjoyed. Number 8, coming in on my list, a little show I like to call Family Ties. So let me get the theme song here. This switchboard, for anybody who's never run a blog talk show, the switchboard sucks. All right, here we go.
I bet we've been together for a million years.
And I bet we'll be together for a million more.
Yeah, that's it. Holy hell. Yeah. There's plenty more to the theme song, but, you get the gist of it. The theme song was pretty gay. Family Ties, starring a young Michael J. Fox, and he was a very, devoted Republican in the show, young kid trying to get into college and all that. He had his 2 hippie parents, Stephen and Elise, and his sister Mallory and his other sister Jennifer. And the show was great early on, but as the show progressed, it got worse and worse. Once Mallory started dating her boyfriend Nick, played by Scott Valentine, the show really hit the shitter at that point. But before that, great show. Michael J. Fox carried that show. He was fantastic on there. All right, Mike Dell, you back?
Yeah, Larry, I'm back. I got disconnected, and then nothing but busy signals trying to get back in.
Really? Yeah. We're jammed with callers.
You know who I blame? Wesley Owens.
I blame the CIA.
Yeah. But, Family Ties, really? Who cancels?
Yeah, Family Ties, really. You got Charles in charge. I don't even want to hear your mouth. Family Ties is great. Michael J. Fox was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the thing. That show started, it wasn't supposed to be about Michael J. Fox at all. It's supposed to be about the parents, like hippies, the Love Generation merging with the 80s.
Right,
and,
yeah.
The materialism and all. But Michael J. Fox was like the breakout star, so they just kind of focused the show on him. And
he carried that show.
Yeah, it's Skippy. Did you talk about Skippy?
I didn't even get to Skippy. I talked about Nick.
Yeah.
But
Nick Skippy, the next-door neighbor, who's in love with Mallory, and he used to hang around. He was a good guy. And, of course, the best episode ever was when Tom Hanks played Uncle Ned. Right?
Yeah. He was drinking the vanilla
extract. Yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he hit Alex.
Yes, he hit Alex. I hit Alex.
Yeah. I hit Alex. Yeah, but we got to go back and talk Mr. Belvedere.
I explained it, and it's actually number 7 on my list coming up.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll just save it then.
All
right. So what are we up to? Number 8 on my list.
Number 8 on your list, yeah.
All right. Now you're not going to know this song at all. I guarantee it.
Huh? I don't know if I like you guaranteeing anything.
Guarantee it.
All right. What number are you on? 7?
8.
Oh, you're on 8. All right. Here we go.
Yeah. Now what's up, tough guy? Huh?
Is that Square Pegs?
No, that's a good guess. It's a good guess. But no, it's a little show I like to call Double Trouble.
Double Trouble?
Yeah, you never even heard of it, did you?
I don't know.
It was an update of the Patty Duke Show.
Oh, my God.
And it was from 1984 to 85, just 2 seasons. And it starred Gene Segal and Liz Segal, who are super foxy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, when I was a little kid, I was madly in love with them. And they're twin sisters. And they were Kate, who was like the rowdy one. She was Gene Segal. And then Allison was the laid-back, studious, quiet girl. And she was Liz Segal. Now, they were they're the younger sisters of Katie Segal of Married with Children fame.
Really?
Yeah. But, these girls are super foxy, though. And I loved it. But here, it had a drastic overhaul of its premise as well. In Season 1, they lived in Iowa, in Des Moines, Iowa, with their dad. And he owned a health club and, like, a dance studio. So that's kind of an unusual premise. And that Patricia Richardson, is that her name from Home Improvement, was on there as well.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was it. But then in Season 2, the girls moved to New York to live with their Aunt Margot. So that's kind of a drastic switch, right?
Well,
Iowa to New York.
Yeah, it's a little a little different. I'm looking it up right now. I don't
Double
recognize
Trouble.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't remember anything. I'm sure it was an awful show. Like I can't remember anything about it except that I really love those girls. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no pictures of them.
Oh, sure, there. Just Double Trouble it up. You'll find them.
Well, I mean, not on IMDb.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're still involved in the Hollywood, though. One's like a writer and an assistant director or something. I don't know, but they're doing stuff. But yeah, the Double Trouble ladies. Yeah, I love them. Can't get enough of them. And when they were younger, they had a bit as the Double Mint Twins. They did commercials.
Really?
Yeah. They had short brown hair. And
wonder if they put out. Number 7 on my list, Mike Dowell, Mr. Belvedere. I'm not going to play the theme song again. And
yeah, Mr. Belvedere is great because he was a butler for the Queen, and something happened that he left his job and he was hitchhiking on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Yes, and he ended up in Beaver Falls, PA.
Yeah, because Bob Euchre, George Owens, picked him up and took him home, right?
Yeah.
Said, hey, you're a butler now.
Yeah, that was weird the way that worked out.
Yeah, I'd say so. But how about Bob Euchre, sitcom star? He was great.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think of him from Major League or Milwaukee Brewers games, but yeah, he was a TV star before all that.
Yeah, like I said, probably one of the best theme songs ever. Mr. Belvedere, Leon Redbone, right? That's the guy's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, Christopher Hewitt played Lynn Belvedere. So what do you think, Larry? Our buddy Dave always talks about this, but what did he do to get fired by the Queen?
I don't know. Maybe he was stealing?
I think he's playing grab ass with the Queen.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he copped a feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then at the end of every episode, he writes a letter to the Queen, right? Or he writes in his diary to her, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he writes something. I don't know if he has a journal or a letter, like you said, but yeah, he always gives her updates.
Which is odd, and that was a popular device back then. Because remember Mork and Mindy, Mork would always check in with Orson at the end of the show.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I was never a big fan.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Mork and Mindy, but again, I think of that as a 70s show, even though it was right on the edge, 78 to 82 or so. But yeah, I love the Mork and Mindy back then. But yeah, Mr. Belvedere. So yeah, good call, Larry. Number 7, good call.
Good call by you.
Do you remember any specific Mr. Belvedere episodes you'd like to tell the people?
No.
Yeah, the one I can always remember is when the older brother was training to beat George in arm wrestling. Do you remember that?
I don't.
All right, fair enough.
I really don't. I don't remember any specific episodes, but I remember I used to watch it all the time.
You were a member of the Mr. Belvedere fan club, right?
I should want to watch Mr. Belvedere, but I shouldn't have to masturbate after every episode.
That's right.
That's a Saturday Night Live bit.
Yeah, starring Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and Adam Sandler, I think, actually says that.
Yeah. All right, number 7 on my list, Larry. You'll love this theme song. You'll recognize this one immediately.
Thank you for...
That's right. Thank you for being a friend, Larry. Golden Girls, number 7 on my
If
list.
I got to watch one more goddamn episode of the Golden Girls, I'm going to kill somebody because it's on every fucking night here at this house.
Well, number 8, I had Double Trouble on my list just because those girls are super foxy. Same reason for number 7, the Golden Girls.
Yeah, they're all foxy. Yeah.
But Sophia Petrillo is played by Estelle Getty, one of the great characters in sitcom history. Just nothing but one-liners and zingers, one after another, bang, 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 just killing.
I'll be honest. I mean, it's not a bad show. It really isn't.
Well, here's the trouble with the Golden Girls. They led the league in very special episodes.
Yeah.
In clip shows.
Oh, really? Clip shows?
Yeah, like every other episode, they would be sitting around the table eating a cheesecake, remembering something that happened just 2 episodes ago.
Well, they're old. I mean, they forget easier.
They had to refresh their memory a lot. But if you can avoid one of those, one of the very special episodes where there's some sort of family issue going on, or something dramatic and tragic is happening in one of their lives, or a clip show, if you can avoid those 2 pitfalls of the Golden Girls, it is great. It's a great show.
It is good. I got to admit, it's not a bad show. It really isn't. But I don't know.
And we're down to just one Golden Girl. Betty White's the last one standing.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. It really is.
And Estelle Getty, who played the oldest lady on the show, she was actually the youngest in her life, and she died first.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. Her character caught up to her.
Yeah.
Hard imitating life.
But Betty White, they're working her to death,
Well,
she's everywhere.
Well, she doesn't. She can say no.
Yeah, but oh my God, they're trying to kill the Golden Girl. And we talked about this before, but Betty White was supposed to play the Rue McClanahan part. She was supposed to play Blanche.
Oh God, the slut.
Yeah, the slut. Because on Mary Tyler Moore, she played a slut, the happy homemaker, Sue Ann Nivens. But she goes, I can't, doing it again, that'd be silly. I'd be doing like the same character. So she went and played Rose. And now you can't think of her as, Blanche kind of, but as Rose, yeah, she's perfect.
Yeah, the dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the mother, the straight-laced one, the dumbass, and the slut on the show.
And then the B. Arthur, you got the muscle. Yeah, B. Arthur.
Oh, you call her the muscle? I call her the lesbian.
So there you go, Golden Girls. All right, Larry, number 6.
All right, I don't know if you're going to get this, Mike Dell. I don't know if you're going to get this one. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, blog talk.
Mr. Wizard's World.
Oh, you're such a dude.
I'm a TV scholar, Larry. You can't slip anything by me.
Once again, Mr. Wizard's World ran on
Don
Nickelodeon.
Herbert. Don Herbert, right?
Yeah, or was it Don Hebert?
No, I think it was Herbert. Yeah, but it was Canadian. It was a Canadian show, right?
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon, 1983 to 1991. I didn't realize it ran that long. I probably didn't watch it that long, but that was a good show. He would always just do he was just a dude, and he'd bring kids on, and he would just do stupid science experiments with them. But I love that show. That was another it was in the rotation. I would watch that, and You Can't Do That on Television, and Double Dare. That was always those were always 3 of my big shows back in that time frame. But I would say out of those 3, I like Mr. Wizard the best because I don't know, he wasn't animated. He wasn't like Bill Nye the Science Guy where he was all excited about it. He was just like a 7-year-old chemistry teacher just showing you how to do a science experiment that you could, show your friends, show your parents. You just need an ice cube and a balloon and a paper clip and, you know what I mean? It was cool though. I mean, back then it was cool.
And it's always kind of like he had something better to do. But he's like, all right, I'll tell you, kids, the experiment.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
But why is he having these kids over to his house? A little creepy. And all the, like we said, the kids are Canadian, so a lot of it a boot. A lot of the kids are on the boot and boot side. But Mr. Wizard's World. It was always on real early in the mornings before I'd go to school. So while I was getting ready to go to the bus, it would be on. And I kind of liked it, I guess. I'd watch it, but I wasn't a huge fan. It seemed they just did the same 3 experiments over and over. Who are we kidding, Larry? They cut the celery sticks and they put it in the food coloring. They made a volcano, and then they did something with static electricity, rubbing your hair on a balloon, and that was it. That's really all they did.
All right. I guess.
All right. My number 6. Hopefully, this is a hidden gem. So play the song. I think everyone will get it from the song. I hope so.
All right, number 6, Mike Dell. Number 6. Here we go.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Nothing, Larry? Nothing?
I have no idea what that is.
Dear John.
Dear John?
Yeah, 1988 to 1992.
I don't even know what that show is.
Judd Hirsch. He plays John Lacey.
Oh, Judd Hirsch. Oh, God.
Yeah, he comes home to find a Dear John letter from his wife, and she's saying, hey, I left you, John. Beat it. So Rego Park, he goes to the Rego Park Community Center, and he joins a single support group. And every episode's like, hey, there's a scene in the support group, and then his dating life and whatnot. But it's great. And Kirk, Jerry Burns. Kirk was a smooth-talking guy, ladies' man. Kirk. And then Kate was the love interest kind of for John, Isabella Hoffman. And then the great Jane Carr led this singles group. She was like the moderator, and her name was Louise. And every time she'd get someone's background, she'd always ask them the same question every time. Were there any sexual problems? You don't remember that?
I've never watched it. No, I don't watch anything with Judd Hirsch.
Oh, it was great because it was after Taxi, and you can imagine how happy I was when it came out. I was a young lad of 13, and I was like, yeah, it's another Judd Hirsch sitcom.
Yeah, I mean, what 13-year-old wouldn't be excited about Judd Hirsch starring in another comedy vehicle there?
Yeah, so there it is. Dear John, we better hustle. We're running out of time. Number 5.
Number 5, I have no music for. It really didn't have a theme song, but I got That's Incredible on my list.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. You love That's Incredible.
That's Incredible. It was like the precursor to like Ripley's Believe It or Not. They would just show like regular stories, like a guy he was skydiving and his parachute didn't open, and then everybody goes, that's incredible. And then they would just show the story, or a guy that got stung by 6,000 bees and lived, and that's incredible. And it was hosted by John Davidson and Kathy Lee Crosby and Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah,
that's
Fran
right.
Tarkenton.
Yeah, NFL quarterback Fran Tarkenton. Hey, yeah, I'll host a TV show showing a story about a guy that can eat 682 pounds of Twinkies. Yeah, I'll surely do that. But, I used to love that show. It was a great show.
And
once
Larry,
again,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, once again, options were limited.
Yeah, on the TV. But once again, how I can tie everything back to Mary Tyler Moore. Mary Tyler Moore's show was set in Minnesota, and in the opening credits there, she's washing her car wearing a Fran Tarkenton jersey.
There you go.
Yeah, done and done. All right, my number 5, Larry.
All right.
When we first moved to New York, we had a great apartment that was dirt cheap. And we found out why it was so cheap.
Bosom Buddies.
That's right, Bosom Buddies.
Yeah.
You gotta love Bosom Buddies, right?
Yeah, it was okay.
1980 to 1982, Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. Tom Hanks was Kip Wilson, and Peter Scolari was Henry, and they had to, I forget Henry's last name. I'm blanking on it right now. But they had to dress up like ladies because their apartment got demolished, and they couldn't afford another apartment, so their buddy Amy, played by Wendy Jo Sperber. I'm sorry, Wendy, I confused you. She said, hey, I got a great, you can come stay in my apartment building. It's great, but it's only for women. Uh-oh. Susan B. Anthony Hotel for women. So what do, Larry? You dress up like a lady, and you go get an apartment.
All right.
And
yeah,
Tom Hanks was Buffy, and Peter Scolari was Hildegard. And,
Not a great show.
Oh, it was awesome. Donna Dixon was Sunny. Thelma Hopkins, Holland Taylor was on it. Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, it was so great. It lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah, not a great show. Yeah, Tom Hanks with a wig and makeup on, not so much. And if you're that Peter Scolari guy, you kind of jacked.
No, he had a very successful television career.
What? Bob Newhart show?
Well, Newhart. Yeah, not the Bob Newhart show. Don't confuse it, the two.
Oh, well, same thing. It's all the same show.
No, they're not the same thing. They're vastly different.
One's in a psychiatrist's office. The other one's in a hotel. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the same show, though.
Yeah, exactly. The exact same premise. Thanks for pointing it out to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, all right. Number 4, Larry. Let's go. What the hell? Oh, no. I almost put this on my list as a joke.
That's right, Fraggle Rock, Mike Dell.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock, 1983 to 1987. It was a Muppet show about these things called Fraggles. They lived in like behind the wall, like some dude's workshop or whatever. And they had like this big intricate tunnel system, and they had the dozers down there who like used to make construction out of, would they use beets or radishes or something? And
they had to always pick radishes for some reason.
Yeah, it was radishes. They would make like the buildings. Somehow they would transform radishes into like building material, and they would build these buildings. And then the Fraggles would come by and eat them, and the dozers would get all upset. And then outside they had the Gorgs. Remember the Gorgs?
Yeah, like big monster ogre kind of people.
Yeah, and they were always trying to catch the Fraggles. And they had Marjorie the trash heap, who's always talking and giving advice to the Fraggles. And yeah, it was it was like a spin-off of the Muppet Show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
loved it.
And it kind of ties in with my number 4.
Uh-oh. The Muppet Show?
Alf.
Oh, Alf. Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like a puppet.
I really thought that'd be higher on your list.
Yeah, Alf's number 4 on the list.
I mean, I guess. Now I think about what's left on your list. Yeah.
A solid 4, though, from 1986 to 1990. I love Alf. And that's right. I was legitimately in the Alf fan club when I was a kid. Yeah.
I believe it. Well, what does that entail? What do you get?
Well, you got like a little ID card saying you remember. I so badly wish I had it, but I don't. I lost it somewhere in my travels. And then they sent you a poster, which was nice. And then I don't even know what else. Like maybe like a newsletter or something. I don't know. But it was great. Yeah, I loved Alf though. Yeah.
There you go.
Because he was just a wisecracking alien from Melmac. And his real name, of course, was Gordon Shumway. And he liked to eat cats.
Yes.
And Willie was the dad of the family, the Tanner family.
All right, do it, Mike Dell. Do it. You got to do the Willie impression.
Lynn, Brian, get in the car. he was always at his wit's end. He was always very stressed out, you know.
What was that guy's name? Was he?
Max Wright, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Then Brian and Lynn were the kids there. And Mr. and Mrs. Ochmonek across the street were always trying to, well, Mrs. Ochmonek was always trying to see an alien and, like, turn him into the feds, you know. But it was great. And it had a very bizarre final episode. I don't even want to get into it.
Was it a special episode?
No, he gets captured by the government, and then I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, all right. Hurts too much?
Yeah, it does. But yeah, Alf, I loved it.
Huh. Nice. All right, Mike Dell, number 3 on my list. You ready?
Yep.
People who listen to the show might recognize this song.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Yeah,
that's right. The A-Team. What do you think of that, Mike Dell? Mr. T, played B.A.
Yeah,
Baracus.
Larry, if you were a member of the A-Team, which member would you be?
I'd probably face.
Really? Because you're a handsome man? Really?
Yeah, I'm the ladies' man, yeah. I'm getting all the
I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought maybe some Murdoch, but not really.
Why Murdoch?
Because you're all kind of loopy.
Yeah, that's true. Who drank the most?
Probably, well, I don't know. None of them drank.
Yeah, well, they're all pussies then.
B.A. drank the milk, you know.
Yeah, so they could drug them to get them on an airplane.
Yeah, B.A., seriously, quit drinking milk. That's how they get you on the plane every time.
Yeah, B.A., Mr. T, toughest guy in the world. Scared to death to fly, and every time there was a plane involved, hey, Mr. T, why don't you drink this real quick? Yeah, all right, I'll drink this up, and then boom, he's out cold.
But of course, Hannibal was played by the great George Papard, who starred in one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Banachek.
Yeah, mine too.
Banachek. And also Breakfast at Tiffany's with Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, that's right.
But, yeah, the A-Team, a solid choice. I always like how they would always carve up a car. It was like Pimp My Ride back in the 80s. They'd always
yeah,
do something with blow torches and sheet metal. And they'd,
they would always MacGyver a car somehow.
Yeah.
They'd build a tank out of a van and some sheet metal, and they had a barbed wire, and, it was always a good time.
Did you see the movie?
No, but I want to.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
No.
All right, my number 3, Larry, maybe play the music. I don't think you'll recognize it, but give it a couple minutes.
We got time. That's Newhart.
Yeah, that's Newhart, Bob Newhart's second show. Now, in terms of if you're evaluating just sitcoms on their merits and their worth and everything, I would say this would be the second best sitcom of the 80s. But it's not my number 2 because I have a very special choice at number 2. But this ran from 82 to 1990. It's a very underrated TV show, and it also had a drastic cast change as well. Now that I think of it, the first 2 seasons there was a guy named Kirk who was on, and he owned the restaurant, the Minuteman Cafe, and they also had a different maid named Leslie. And then after then they brought in Julia Duffy. I
remember her.
She came on. Yeah, in season 3, I believe. And then in season 4, Kirk left, and Larry, Daryl, and Daryl became a more prominent fixture on the show, and they took over the cafe. Like, they were there earlier than that, but they took over the restaurant next door, and they became, far more prominent on the show. But, because just a bizarre cast of characters. Bob Newhart played Dick Loudon, who was a how-to writer, and he moved to Vermont to open an inn with his wife. And the great thing about the show is that nowadays, whenever a sitcom starts, everything's set in stone. Everything already exists. Like, it's a finished product when it hits the screen. But the great thing about Newhart, when the series started, they were just buying the inn. They were remodeling it. Like, they didn't open the inn right away. There's many episodes where they're just getting ready to open the inn. See what I'm saying, Larry?
Yeah.
Like, it was a work in progress. You don't see that nowadays on the TV shows. So it was great to see that. Yeah. But, Bob Newhart's just great. And it had one of the the best series finales. He goes to sleep and he wakes up next to Suzanne Plachette, who is his wife on the first Bob Newhart show, and he just said he had a bad dream. He just dreamed it all. That was great. Yeah.
Same show, that's why.
No, it was totally different shows.
Nah. But
the first Bob Newhart show was better. That was I rank that higher. But this is a vastly underrated show, Newhart.
I used to watch Newhart.
Yeah, for a while there I didn't really like it. Stephanie and Michael, the Peter Scolari character, they kind of got on my nerves. But looking back on it, it's great stuff, though, all the time. It's Bob Newhart. Just his reactions and his timing, flawless. You know.
Tom Poston.
Yeah, he played George the Handyman. And, of course, on the original Bob Newhart show, he played Bob's pal, the Peeper, his old college buddy, who made, like, 3 memorable guest appearances as the Peeper.
Huh. Yeah, I never saw the original show.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah.
All right. Number 2 on my list, Mike Dell. We've talked about this on the show, but I'm going to play the theme song anyway. It's about a minute long. You ready?
Okay.
Kenny wasn't like the other kids.
Oh, wow, really?
Remote control. TV matters. Nothing else, kid.
All right. I'm not going to play the whole theme song.
Yeah, Remote Control, the old MTV game show.
Yeah. 72
we had a tribute to it. Didn't we do a tribute to Ken Ober?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 1987 to 1990, Remote Control on MTV. It was one of the first game shows. It was a TV game show about TV. It was about TV. I dominated that show. If I was old enough to get strapped into the Craftmatic adjustable bed, I would have kicked ass.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot of questions about the Brady Bunch on there. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm not impressed with your TV knowledge.
What do you mean? Because I don't watch the same crap you watch?
You didn't know what KIT stood for.
Well, dude, that was 25 years ago. I've had many beers and bongs since then.
I got 2 words about the Remote Control.
Huh.
Kari, war.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. All right, my number 2, Larry. Go ahead, hit the music.
Just regular 2?
Yeah, just regular 2.
Regular 2. Here we go.
That's right, Perfect Strangers.
I can only guess what the extra is then.
Yeah, we're not going to have time to play the extra because it's about a 3-minute clip. But maybe at the end of the show, after you play the closing song, you can play the extra clip. All right. I won't spoil it, but we'll just.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
So 86 to 93, Perfect Strangers starred Larry Appleton, Mark Lynn Baker, who I don't know why his mantle isn't filled with Emmys.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
He was the best sitcom actor of all time, and his cousin Balky Bartakamus comes from Mypos. And here's the thing, Larry. This is a dark underbelly of Perfect Strangers that I think a lot of people miss out on. I don't think they were ever related. I think Balky was working a con from the start. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The show wasn't
a
all
whole
enough
new light.
to develop that, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Perfect Strangers because it's just formulaic sitcom at its best. A wacky, nutty premise, and it just like I said, Mark Lynn Baker just dominates. So good. He's so good every episode.
I think he's on a kid show now.
Yeah, that's my dream guest for the show. Like, I got you Matthew Barnaby. You got to give me Mark Lynn Baker. Let's go.
I tried.
Yeah.
I didn't try, but I thought about it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. At least you thought about it.
Yeah, it was the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do. We're running out of time, so we'll have to do a special show just about Perfect Strangers.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, just a tribute show. 2 hours and nothing but Perfect Strangers talk.
I doubt it.
That'll be great. All right, Larry. What's your number 1? I'm dying to find out.
Here we go.
Oh, come on, please.
Yeah. You're goddamn right, Mike Dell. When it comes to 80s TV, there's nothing more definitive for 80s TV than The Cosby Show.
Well, I'll give you this. It did bring back the sitcom. The sitcom had some dark days, and then The Cosby Show revitalized the whole industry there when it came on. What year did it come out, like 85 or?
1984.
84, yeah.
The greatest year in the history of mankind.
Yeah, you love 1984.
Yeah. But
I love season 1. Season 1 was great.
The first 4 or 5 seasons are great.
No, you're getting a little silly. You're stretching it.
But like once they start bringing Alvin in and that Raven Simone girl,
yeah, that's just ridiculous. Once you bring a little kid onto the show, it's over. Right?
Yeah. Rudy was already there, so Rudy's fine. But the first 4 seasons are so awesome. It was so good. I watched Cosby Show just this past weekend. I watched a few episodes.
But talk about a show with very special episodes. They were nothing. See, that's when it went downhill, when they started to make political and social statements and stuff.
Yeah,
I understand the place they had in culture. black family sitcom. You got to do some things. So I understand that, but still, it's just I don't know. It lost its heart or its soul, what it was when it started. When it started, it was just like a working family, just a normal dude. But now he's a doctor and she's a lawyer, and they're wearing designer sweaters, and it's just.
But they were doctors and lawyers when the show started.
I know, but it wasn't like thrown in your face. Like their wealth wasn't thrown in your face all the time. You know.
I hear you.
They seemed more like a normal family. And then as the show progressed, they started to become highfalutin. You know?
I guess. Yeah, like I said, the later it went, the worse it got. But early on, The Cosby Show was great. I loved The Cosby Show.
Well, hit the music, and you'll find out what a really great show is all about. Number one. That's right. You know
Making your way in.
That's right, Larry.
Oops.
Making your way. Yeah, it's Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers sucks.
Best show ever, 82 to 93. Ted Danson and Sam Malone. The great
Ted
character of all
Danson
time.
again.
Yeah, I love Ted Danson. Bored to Death. You got to watch him on Bored to Death. He's tremendous on there. But Ted Danson, Sam Malone, one of the great characters. And another drastic change midstream, of course, Diane Chambers, Shelley Long leaves, and Kirstie Alley, Rebecca Howe comes in. Now it's more like slapsticky with Rebecca towards the end of the series. There, I'm a fan of the Diane years. Those were the prime years right there, first 5. And then of course you also had Coach, who died, and then Woody Harrelson came on. You like the Woody Harrelson?
I do like Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, it spawned Frasier. And I like the reason, the same guys that did Taxi did Cheers. And if you watch Taxi, you'll see Ted Danson he plays a gay hairdresser in one of the episodes. George Wendt plays an exterminator on the all-time best episode ever in TV history, Lotka the Playboy. So you see Taxi people. Rhea Perlman was on there. She played Louis' girlfriend. So you see Taxi people on Cheers. And then on Cheers, you'd see Frasier characters later on in Frasier. So they kept using the same people. That's what I'm trying to get at. But it's interesting to see that because I always like to think of TV shows as like comic books. If you collected the comic books, Larry, in the price guides, like a special issue, if they had a character, like the first debut of a character, like, their first, Wolverine or whatever. I think that was Incredible Hulk 180, right, Larry? Is that what that was?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but that issue would be worth a lot more money because sometimes I like to think of TV sitcoms like that, and I'm like, this is the first Frasier, the first appearance of Frasier Crane. What would that be worth in a price guide?
Not much.
That's how I like to think. Yeah, but or this is the last Diane Chambers, so that would be a collector's issue. So
I'd buy that.
Yeah, but so I love Cheers. The 12 years, or how many? I think 12 seasons, and over 200 episodes. Just great comedy. Because not one very special episode. Never did they do a very special episode. Although a lot of the stuff with Sam and Diane was so well written, it's almost like literature. The episodes.
Oh, calm down.
No, seriously, it's the best written TV sitcom ever. Some of the stuff with Diane.
It's not funny. It's just not funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Boston.
Loved it. Yeah, that's really why you hate it. It's set in Boston. And he used to pitch for the Sox. Number 16, Mayday Malone, out of the bullpen. Yeah. And it's the name of the greatest fantasy baseball team in the history of man, the Mayday Malones.
I think we lost Mike Dell again.
Yeah. All right, so there it is, top 11 TV shows of the 80s.
Yeah, that's it.
And now that I think about it, let's do a special show just about Perfect Strangers, and then another special show just about Cheers.
Well, when are we going to do the Cosby Show?
The second week of Never.
What about the Dukes of Hazzard?
Not so much. I don't see that happening either.
Yeah, well, all right. All right, Mike Dell, we're done. I'm out.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. I'm not even going to play the Brass Bonanza in case the switchboard dies. I'm going to play the extra.
Yeah, play the extra clip. It's great. We've got to thank Sean Leahy, Puck Daddy, and Sean Leahy on the Twitters, and thank the Ed. And then next week we'll be back with some more nonsense.
Yeah, do we got anything lined up that you know about?
No.
All right, so the usual. All right, then, next Wednesday we'll be back. Go by Honest John Churchfield, and until then, pass the gin, Governor.
Ready? When you rolling out the door, just make sure you roll it slow. If you make the door too quick, Beep Beep Bob can make you sick. When you put them in, just make sure you wear a grin. When you smile on what you bake, Beep Beep Bob can turn out swell. Hey, go and see. One down and only 999 to go. Okay.
Balky, the song is really slowing us down. We're going to have to lose the Bibi Bobka Ditty.
We can't bump the Bibi Bobka Ditty. It's part and parcel of the point-by-point process of baking Bibi Bobkas.
I understand it's part and parcel of the point-by-point process of baking Bibi Bobkas, Balky, buddy, but... we got to cut some corners. We're talking mass production here.
Don't bring religion into this. You can't bake Bibi Bobkas without belting the Bibi Bobka Ditty. If you drop the damn ditty, you're doomed.
Okay, fine. We'll keep the Bibi Bobka Ditty, but we got to pick up the pace, Balky, and really bop with the Bibi Bobka Ditty, buddy.
All right. I can bop with the beat a bit more briskly, booby. When you're rolling out the dough, just make sure you roll it slow. When you make the dough too quick, Bibi Bobka makes you sick.
When you fall filling in, just make sure you wear a grin.
And you smile at what you back. Bibi Bobka makes you
5, 6, 7, 8.
You're rolling out the dough, just make sure you roll slow. When you make the dough too quick, Bibi Bobka makes you sick.
When you fall filling in, just make sure you wear a grin.
And you smile at what you back.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Rolling out the dough, make sure you roll slow.
When you fall filling in, just make sure you wear a grin.
When you smile at what you back. You're a man repossessed
And loving it. Balky, rumba tempo. We've got to get these Bibi Bobkas baked.
Horton, it's too fast. And besides, shouldn't I be leading?
Thank you very much.